Yeah, there's just Overwatch right now.
One more ultimate to stay alive. Gala had a very fast Kitsune rush, keeps him in the game, allows him to survive long enough to get shockwave back.
Freaking Overwatch right now.
Once TM get their double support ults in, you need to see a response.
Frick you. Frick you too, buddy. Hiding behind your anonymous Twitch name. I know who you are. I know who you are. I know your parents.
Maybe if he hits a pulse bomb, he's able to just pressure Twisted Minds back. This can't just be a one-man show for JWoo. The rest of VP are just strong to hold on.
Right.
The biggest thing here was,
good.
Again, we look at this moment where
yeah, okay. Be afraid. Oh, so we're using threats now. How's it? I'm going to turn this on for just a quick second, y'all. You guys want to see something incredible? Has a very special set of skills. I can't tell if that's very complimentary, condescending, or what. Check this out, chat. Check this out. So, check it. Let's go. Check this out. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. You know what the solution was? You know what the solution was? It was not Spectrum. It was not Spectrum. That was the solution. It was incredible. I am now an anti-Spectrum shill. It's actually crazy. Life hack. Just don't have Spectrum internet. It's incredible. Hello, Daniel, Damien, Kyle, Ethan. When am I planning to start streaming today? I don't know. When do you guys reckon I should start streaming? No more Mickey Mouse internet? Well, I don't know. Maybe. Hi, Kitty. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't have many options. I wish I had, like, fiber, but I do not.
When I versus you in pugs, you are cooked. Also, subscribe to Spillo. I haven't shielded
yes,
you in a
that's
while.
right. Subscribe to Spillo. He desperately needs it. Actually, frick, man. I guess I need to cancel Spectrum now or something. I don't know. Tank Top Enthusiast is live, man. Dude, it's hot, man. It's hot. Try to avoid turning on the air conditioning. I mean, we're lucky to have air conditioning, so I can't really complain, but we try to avoid using it during the day. I have... Oh, yeah, frick. We need to look at the Supervasa and New Junk City reworks. Okay, we'll look at that between maps or matches. Yeah, I didn't see any of the live stream yesterday because I wanted to something to look at today, and I was busy. Like, hello, kitty. Why are you being so... What do you want? Hi. Do you know when the Ralph debate continues? It'll probably be next week, sadly. So it's my fault. My internet exploded. But I mean, I guess... Yeah, the heat wave is brutal. Yeah. Minecraft stream, Spilo? Chicken jockey! No, we're not going to see. I've never played Minecraft, and I don't know if I have the time to. Made a thread with all the screenshots? Oh, you did? I saw that you messaged me, but I've had a lot of messages, and I have to go through it. I've had a lot of messages. A lot of nice messages. Some not nice messages. Play it, coward? No. Did you watch the Survivors in New York City? Well, I guess we're going to look at it in a little bit, because the answer is no, I have not. I don't know anything about them. Yeah. I've gotten to the point, okay, so I did something related to the whole drama thing, right? But I did something that I haven't done before, and I really didn't want to do, but I did it, guys. I did it. I turned off Twitter notifications for people I'm not following. It finally happened. I was like, all right, well, it had to happen. So I guess there's a silver lining, I suppose, for the whole crap, you know? But yeah, I generally, it's been like people at me over random crap, you know, and it's like, whatever, it's pretty harmless. It's annoying, but it's pretty harmless, you know? And I was like, all right, well, I've had enough. I've had enough. I turned it off. All the Blizzard devs left Twitter. A lot of them did, like, last year, and I'm like, man. Yeah. Hello, Queen. Hot weather messes with your blood pressure. Ouch, dude. That sucks. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So I don't have notifications on my phone or anything, and I've muted tweets before, but muting tweets doesn't prevent the quote tweet notification from spamming, and it was just depressing. I was avoiding it actively. I avoided social media pretty much actively this week, and it reminded me of just how, yeah, it is what it is. Yes, exactly, Deacon. Bro, I had a freaking private, the video I released, was it Wednesday or whatever? Kind of discuss, like putting my final words for just Discord, because the thing I did for, I mean, I should expect it, right? Like I've reached the point in time now where nothing is private apparently, but somebody freaking shared the video somewhere and it started getting a lot more views and a lot of like random crap from people. So I was like, oh gosh. So it got shared outside. So I was like, all right, well, honestly, here's the thing, guys. I'm having to learn. I'm having to learn about this whole social media thing because I feel confident about certain things in my life, but handling this transition over like the last year or two is, I mean, easily been my weakest point. And I'm not just saying with that, but I'm also saying with like random things like, stream planning quality and, rambling on certain video projects. It's just like that transition, like handling messages for a long time. Like I just would get way too many messages. And I'm learning how to handle this. Like I'm not even like famous at all. Like I'm nobody, but like you just get like your foot in the door in any tiny little niche, dude. And you expose yourself to so much crap. And like, do you guys remember Jane and how much Jane struggled with that? Like, and it destroyed, like Jane just stopped doing Overwatch content. Just stopped. Completely shattered his mental. And I'm like, dude, frick, man. Like, I get it, man. Like, you got to be so guarded and so careful. And it's hard, man. Like, you either have to be completely calloused and cruel and just not care and just be like totally up your own butt, or you just have to avoid it, because it's like, the only people that I know that can handle this kind of stuff super easily either don't ever touch on any sort of controversial topics at all and like really just focus on playing video game, and they still deal with that, right? Case in point, SK and J3 in that regard, right? Or you just are so freaking calloused and so like I said, full up your butt, you literally just don't care what anybody thinks, and I don't think that's good either. So like, it's hard, man. It's hard. I've had to like really narrow the people that I'm exposed to talking to, because there are so many people that just really wish the worst from you. Wow, TM is making this stuff work. Sim is pretty good here, I think. Like, this first point is pretty good. Second point might be a little bit more awkward, because I think Sim really does well with, like, wide, flat stuff. It's kind of like where Tracer feels good in a weird way. But there's a lot of chokes here, too, so it's like you get the best of both worlds. I think the second point doesn't have that same breadth. You kind of get what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, Emong is a great example of somebody that just stays in his lane and is so inoffensive in a good way. Like, Emong is legitimately a really nice dude, too. So Emong does a really good job of it, But I had this conversation with Flats. Shout out to Flats. And a lot of people don't like Flats, too. But he said something really insightful, and he was like, this is like 6 months ago. He goes, there's going to be people that just hate you based off of one micro interaction that maybe you don't even remember. There's going to be people that legitimately hate your guts. And there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, what a stick. Does he get the follow-up? And man, that is it. This whole like gaming for hope stuff, dude. I've had people legitimately go like, why are you all of a sudden like speaking up about this stuff? And I'm like, why are you giving, like, dude, are you stupid? Like, I've done this with Saudi Arabia twice. I got death threats and all sorts of crap for that twice. I've got death threats for speaking up and defending the Blizzard devs publicly twice. I did the same thing with the J3 thing, and people called me a moron for that. I did it with SK and Skesty recently, and it's like all of a sudden, like, what? Spilo says something now. Wow, my goat is washed. I'm like, I don't know. It is what it is. Ooh, that was kind of clever. Don't get the kill off of that, too. That was nice. Hey, Tom. They look so cool, but you're not going to spoil it. Thank you, Miguel. I'll take a look. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it, Rag. It's been a long week, but I've moved over it. But yeah, they developed their own headcanon, exactly. Dude, some of the, I remember when the whole SKSD SK stuff, some of the stuff I saw about SK was just vile. Like, not like, oh, you know, oh, it's like, you know, making fun of SK or anything. It was just like the stuff, like just making up like SK's personality, or it's just vile. It was just vile. And same thing with SKSD too. Talk Middle East politics, especially now. Yeah, dude, I remember when I did the whole Saudi Arabian thing and the supporting ALQSD for the human rights stuff. Dude, I got some rough stuff, rough. And the thing that annoys me the most about that is like it's really hard to not look at social media as a collective, even when it's not a collective. So it's like in that example, dude, I had so many like people like, bro, you're just falling in with the liberal politics and you're falling for it. And it's not, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then obviously this Game for Hope thing is like the complete opposite. It's just like, it's like, I'm literally too liberal and too, I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah. Thinking of Tracer only on my alt to see how broken she is. She's good. If you're patient with her, she has like such a high skill ceiling. So the drama was that Skiesti, it was something with like a Skiesti was in a duo and somebody was being toxic, and then there was like a report thing for somebody that the person said, which was honestly just kind of like whatever. And then it was like, okay, probably wasn't worth reporting, but I get it, like I understand. And then the person goes in Twitch chat and I think instigates a little bit, the person that she reported or whatever, and then create some huge Twitter drama over it. And then everybody uses that platform as in like, see, I knew SKSD was weird. She's just the worst. I hate her for this, and then they just come out of the woodwork. And so then SK defends SKSD, and then they go for SK as well. What? You're using your platform to get your little minions, you know, going after this person, and because apparently, you know, once you have a certain number of followers, you're not allowed to say it, which I understand it's difficult in that situation, but it was the same crap. And then people just coming out of the woodwork to say, oh, I always knew SK was dumb, and just, you know, it's just like, bro. Yeah, total nothing burger. Turns out the person that was making a drama about it was also apparently a bit of a drama queen as well. And it's just people just looking for any reason that they possibly can. Bob, communist of you posting a ball in an every post? Yes. Yeah. Wrong place, wrong time, right? And even if SKSD was like, okay, you shouldn't have used, dude, like one thing, and that's how we're gonna roll with that. That's how we're gonna roll with that. Okay, all right. Frick me, man. Dude, it's not just the Overwatch community. Everybody loves drama, right? But I just don't find that acceptable, you know. Pretty good push, all things considered. Yeah. I've had to really reconsider whether I want to speak up about these things moving forward. Not because I'm scared of the backlash if it's the right thing to do, but I'm wondering if it's even productive. I'm not smart enough to know the answer to that, but I've really had to reconsider whether I'm going to speak up for people publicly anymore, on Twitter specifically. I only did it with the recent thing because I saw other content creators kind of cashing in on some of the rage bait, and I was like, if it had just, I wouldn't have done anything. But I've really had to reconsider where it's worth saying anything anymore, whether it's productive. It just completely tanks your entire week. They need a better backline, while also many people I speak to consider support these roles. Do you think understanding that pro level support is criminally undervalued? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily a big question or not. I could ever tell, but no, I think support is like, I think it's really impactful. I think the gap, but I mean, at the pro level, like the gap between a support that's really good and a support that's not really good is like about as large as there is with any other position, you know? Like Violet versus anybody else, right? Versus Proper versus anybody else. I don't think the gap is as big as you think. Ooh, listening in. Hang on.
Let's focus up 3-0, okay?
That's KSA.
Okay. Yeah, what do you say? Priya? Ready? I'll get a
1 second.
That's Astro. That's simple.
Chill, KSA. You can't get back. I'm gonna
break
see
turret.
break turret. Okay,
Go
KC,
top,
stream
wanna
5.
go top?
No, from
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
From down.
Top one.
KC ready, I'm gonna stream hard.
Okay.
No, take it. KC take it. There is it, stay. There is it, come on. Check one. Oh, you take it back.
Back, take it back.
You can see the value of the Widow here, just controlling that angle.
Can you kill Risa? Where? Top one. Top one, no, 3 1. I'm gonna twin.
I think that's courts.
No, oh, never mind. Kill 3.
Shoot 3. Uri, dash, no gold.
Top one high ground.
Top low. Come low behind you, matey. Top inside. Oh, okay, I'm in the wrong.
Close.
I just died.
Is how that first fight doesn't work out there for
Yeah, the Min crying thing. Oh yeah, I forgot about the awkward one when I was trying to. Oh gosh, man.
What do you think about this VP comp? Like, I can't even really remember Jaywu playing the
Why even use Twitter? That's a good question.
It's the same as what we saw 2 weeks ago, and Jaywu actually played the Freya then as well.
Cheers, Blue Argy.
Substituted
I appreciate the kind words, mate. Welcome.
It's just a very heavy turret type of composition.
Yeah, so they're just gonna kind of give up, and the Widow angle thing is good, but dude, like actually putting yourself in that mega health pack room is useful, but only if your Widow can apply like serious pressure from the off angle, and that fire truck kind of ruins it. It's hard.
They're still alive a little bit longer, but you see everybody contributing in the feed there for Twisted Minds. The Amp Matrix from Simple on that off angle splits up Virtus Pro.
With me and awkward, not specifically awkward, but there was like some, there was the thing a while ago where awkward's like, you know, real men don't cry or whatever, and I discussed my thoughts on the thing, and while trying to be respectful of understanding the nuance of it, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of at the point in time now where I'm at the like, if I want to keep doing this, there's a real chance that I'm just gonna have to focus on supporting people, within my own social group, and maybe speaking here and there, but the whole public discourse thing is so pointless because it gets so incredibly hot so incredibly quickly, no matter how respectfully I try to approach it. So I think it's more of a like, why would I expect anything differently? Fool me once kind of a thing from I'm not, but it's frustrating. Man, Twisted is just cruising, man. Yeah. This is just an impossible fight to win, right? Like, how do you win this, man? Like, Shockwave has to hit a shot. Like, Simwall. Oh, no! Oh, no! He could have just... No way! This is winnable, man. That's 2. Wow, that is a brutal... I don't think... it's not the end of the world there, but that was 4, 5 ults, I think. Oh, no. Good spread there from Shockwave, and some nice shots, too. Clutch stuff. Wow. That's incredible. I like the Sojourn swap. You got a lot more space, obviously. Jaywu goes for it. Doesn't quite get it. Recall forced. Cleared out. And for Twisted Minds, you kind of just have to play a neutral here, but wow, they're going to commit. Really easy to get off-angled there. Lamp is used. Vistola's going to live. Trade on Fixa. That's not great. Vistola's bomb placements is also pretty bad. Doesn't really clear point, but he does get the remake? How? Oh, no. This is, That's impressive. Okay. Yeah, cheers, Killer Smart. It's like one of the classic social media things where people only know me from that one interaction and don't know the fact that like any of my other quote unquote, virtue signaling, that I've done, but it is what it is. Off-angling aggressively here. I like the space that Virtus Pro is controlling here. Using that short left angle. Vistola's going to get poked out, though, is the only problem. But they... Oh, no! No, they needed that desperately. They're going to retake the high ground from the flank, but the problem is that they didn't do it in time. That's it, man. That's it. He jumps out of the back window, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, sweeper watch, I guess.
Twisted Minds makes a huge statement here, Avril.
Thanks, BJX. So yeah, I don't expect everyone to agree with me. I think that I've had a lot of people disagree with me and stuff. I don't mind disagreement. I think anytime you say your opinion publicly, you should expect disagreement. I don't have a problem with that. It's so foreign from like real interaction. So I have a lot of friends and family that I don't always agree with, like on different topics. Like that's everybody does. I'm not unique in that front. But it's like if I wasn't related to them or this discussion was happening online, I just picture how that discourse goes. And so, okay, let's wrap that topic up, man. I don't want to talk about it anymore. This week has just been in the garbage. Let's move on. Maybe you should stop being white. What are you suggesting, Sarah? I don't know what the alternative is. Go back to red? Yeah, like microneedling, I guess. What do you think about the current match? It's fine. It's good teams. I think Virtus.pro's had a little bit of a harder time recently. Twisted Minds has really kind of found their groove. This feels like OG Twisted Minds, right? Like, you know, you've got Quartz, KSAA, the random white boy support or, you know, white boy wherever that just really meshes really well with their play and they're just doing a good job, right? UB. Dark Snake Twitch, think of the sub, mate. Hey, Woodkling. Oh, nice poke. Yeah, you could shoot it over if we have time, I guess, really fast, and then we can look at this. Let's look at the flashpoint thing. So shoot me the code poke really fast, and then we'll sauce it. The Ultimates game earlier was rough. Oh shoot, dude. So yeah, I'm sorry for being late, guys. I ended up having to coach a little bit over. One of the sessions was a little bit late, and then we went over with some of the replay. I mean, you guys know how it goes. It's always, I'm always running over with stuff. So. At least with coaching sessions. So I apologize for being late. I felt like I would have liked to have seen that, I guess, in a morbid curiosity way, because it felt like the Ultimates lost again. The Ultimates are not relegated. They made it, right? So we're going to have that whole attacker's advantage video out at some point. There's been a bit more of a priority. We just finished up, Woodkling here, just finished up a Night Rain review, which he did a great job of. But we have a discussion of attacker's advantage in which we talked a little bit about. This is not what we're looking at. So it's not OT, but I guess it's kind of the same. We're forcing point. We'll skip till it's a little bit later, I guess. Yeah, it's like they cannot let you push here. Wait, no way. There's nothing worse. You guys remember the Winston game I played on Route 66 the other day? Where we lost because I left cart and they ulted on cart, but I had to hold the front high ground. This is like the example right here. Oh my gosh. Look at this. They freaking take space for 1 second. Leave cart to take high ground for 1 second, and it's over. Frick, man. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there it is. That's funny. Nerdy, are you here? You put a whole compilation, my friend, right? Oh my days, I have a lot of messages. Okay, it's in content suggestions. Wait, you got a whole freaking thread. Oh my gosh. Gold star. Maybe actually literally gold. Like just made... Dude! Holy crap! You did everything! Okay. Shout out to Nerdy for the elbow sweat, the elbow grease. Not that doesn't sound. That's exactly what I meant. Yeah, I had to private because people were freaking sharing it outside of the. I mean, I should have known. I'm dumb. Like I said, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm still learning. Okay, but people were going around and just bad faithing it already, and I was like, all right, well, frick, we can't have nice things, man. I'm at the point in time where we cannot have nice things. So, GG's. So. Oh, TLDR. Okay, TLDR. Okay, here's the TLDR. All right, really, and then I'm freaking closing this. Okay, TLDR. I don't necessarily agree with anything that Gaming for Hope, but I don't like the way that discourse was handled because, with the exception of a few tweets, which I believe he removed, I don't think that he's the type of person, from what I know, that should be responded. Antagonism, activism is excellent when it's used appropriately. But 99% of the way that this being communicated and harassed had nothing to do with the way he was communicating or what he was saying, and it was just people looking for an excuse to bully somebody. To the point where people were faking pedophilia, grooming, KKK accusations, stuff like that. Even worse, right? I guess they can't really get worse than that. So, but yeah, that was my point. My point was that, like, I have moderators, again, I'm not going to say who, it's if they would like to, that are actively involved in political activism against the current administration. And I support that, right? And in the video, I basically discussed that, like, my political beliefs, I won't go into as detail, but I have never voted for, I do not agree with Gaming for Hope politically. Let's just put it that way, okay? But yeah, so my long story short was, I'm not aligning myself with Gaming for Hope necessarily. I just don't agree with the way that was being handled as a whole. That's all. Yeah. So let's focus on. Okay. Okay. After? Wait. I wish we had it before. Hang on. You think there was a before one? That's fine. It's fine. Okay, so the new spawn exit. Maybe we should just pull up the live stream. I hate to waste all your time, though. You put so much effort into this, but it feels like I'm missing context here. Yeah, you think this is bad, Poke? There's about 6 or 7 messages at least that are hidden because you reach a certain list and there can't be any more. Doomful. They didn't always show context? Okay, frick. Did they just make it prettier? It looks the same, but it looks prettier. Added water and fixed the staircase. Like, is it broader? Yes, I am, Avril. Why? You're casting, right? Yeah, Avril, you're casting. Do you want a co-op gameplay? Oh, you're done? Like, as in, do you want a co-stream? Or what? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. I'll plug up here. Yeah, I'll give you a call. Give me a sec. Okay, yeah, you can just give me a call. I'll pull it back up here. Maybe this will be easier because probably Avril knows more. Thank you again for doing this, Nerdy. I really appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Yo, how was the stream, mate? Can you hear me?
Yep. What's up?
Okay. I said, how was the stream?
The stream?
The cast, whatever.
Short, man, dude. That lasted like 2 seconds.
Yeah, see, I started really late because I had coaching before, so I've only been live for like half an hour. But there was a lot of 3-0s. Yeah, it's crazy.
And they're not competitive 3-0s. Like, sometimes you get a close 3-0s, like, well, they played well. These 2 3-0s were like, it was just gone. The game started and then it ended.
You
Like,
only
we
had
barely got to
2?
see games.
There wasn't a game before the Ultimates?
No. Well, I did
At-
Korea last night. I casted Korea like
oh.
7 hours ago, maybe.
Ouch. How do you do that? Do you sleep at all?
Because Korea ended 0-8, it was 2 4-0s, I had a nap, but it's never going to be a good quality nap because I'm not
Yeah.
like super tired enough. I had a coffee
Yeah.
before as well, so it's more like
Oh, that sucks.
I'm forcing myself to try and nap, and it's just not going to be good enough. So no, yeah,
That sucks.
definitely
That
tired.
sucks. Yikes. So 4-0,
It is what it
4-0,
is, though.
3-0, 3-0.
It's good for my voice though. It's better for my voice if the games are one-sided, but it's not good for the cast.
Yeah. I'm looking at the rework chains in Suravasa and New Junk. Thoughts?
I love it. I love it. Artistically, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And also, what else? Like, because I watched the entire stream and listened to like George explain the thinking behind it. I was like, oh shit, it all
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. What
like,
was
I got-
explained? What was explained? I didn't catch it, to be honest.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
No,
Oh
no,
yeah,
no,
the
no.
VOD's there. You should react to the VOD. It's a good VOD.
Alright.
It's a lot of like, we want to make the map a little bit more open, less choky. We want the openings of each point to be distinct and very large and wide, so that you're not just like getting choked out and getting spammed out. And basically, they're saying they would like to see more fights take place on the point and less fights take place on the chokes leading up to the point. The other thing that was right funny is like the way they were talking about it from a design perspective is they're saying like, oh, there's these main entrances that never get used and only the side entrances get used. And I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, side entrances? I thought those were the main entrances.
Yeah,
Because there's
yeah.
like, there's like,
It's a
every time
staircase,
you go
that
into Vice Grid,
narrow... Yeah.
there's 3 entrances. There's 3 entrances, like 3 like actual real entrances, not like flanking routes. And there's a one main entrance in the middle that no one ever uses. And I'm like, oh shit, I thought that was a side entrance. They're like, no, that's the main entrance. So
Yeah.
on the new designs, they're making that main entrance way bigger and way more appealing to say, hey, use this.
That makes sense. Because it's like, if you think about it, if you approach it from the main, like the middle of Flashpoint, it is the main entrance for all 4 points. But for all 4 points, it's terrible. For all 4 for all 4
No one
points.
uses it. Nobody
uses it. Yeah, true. Okay, yeah. Here's what I'm gonna do.
I thought that was so interesting.
I'm gonna mute you. I'll be back in 10. I want to actually look at this live stream. Well, unless you want to watch it with me. You're gonna hold hands and watch it with me. You're gonna do it with me. Yeah?
Want to hold hands?
Okay. Here.
What are you gonna do?
My
How
internet
do I
is-
watch it with you?
My internet is so beefed. Watch this. I'll stream through Discord
Yeah. Okay.
at the same time.
Sick.
Nice. So again,
Oh,
shout out to Nerdy Natty for bringing my attention to this and also doing all the screenshot stuff, so you guys can check that out. But yeah,
Then once we're done with those,
I'll pop out this thing. So I
Yeah.
can.
Alright.
You should get
I'll wait
audio.
till you stop. I'll wait till you
Jump
stop
straight into
leaking the
that,
DMs before
gonna
I stream it.
Any
And then,
particular games you guys are
Wait,
No,
Did I-
I can hear. If I turn on the audio,
Did I
no, I haven't
stream
streamed
the
it.
wrong
If I turn
thing?
on the audio, I can hear myself.
Okay.
So
frick.
I'm not gonna turn on the audio.
Wait, let me. That shouldn't be screen. It should be.
You need to.
Yeah, I need to
you
do window.
Choose as the screen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Choose
yeah,
a
yeah,
specific
I'm done.
screen and not just like a general.
There. That should be good. You see it? Click around. Find it.
Not yet. Not
You'll have
yet.
to click in my You'll need to click on my Discord profile picture at the top of the call because I restarted it, but it's like bugged out. You gotta find it.
I got you. I got it now. I got it now.
playing?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
I've
just
been getting back
resize
to
this a
Street
little bit
Fighter.
real quick.
There's
Nice.
a recent patch, so
We're gonna Gen Z at 1.25.
Evo later this year, and then Doom: The Dark Ages.
This guy doesn't watch anything in
there's
real
that-
speed
and,
anymore.
Shield and so
No.
I've been living it up in Cyrodiil a bit.
Nice.
I had a fun
okay.
challenge one time where
I'm
had to do an entire VOD review at 2 times speed. Individual VOD review. It was great.
And then in the evening, I'm either in stadium or in comp. Last week and a half
Megan?
since I've been here.
A little bit.
Let's skip in a
Play
little
test we
bit.
had recently, we're actually playtesting the reworks for Server also New York City. So you
That's
go through and
understandable.
you'll see the votes populating. This is overall like the entire lobby, what they're voting on, that represented by those little ticks there.
Map
and then
voting.
You see the number of votes below that, and actually the split of what your team is voting for, what the enemy team is voting for. Now, part of the thing we wanted to do with not only map voting but also hero bans is make these screens feel like social experiences. So that's why we want like the votes are popping in. You see what your team's going for, see what the enemy team's going for. So there's like a little layer of strategy there. If you,
So no audio
you
for
want to
me.
make sure you're on
It's
the
fine.
map that your team actually wants the most.
The map voting thing was like
Easy on
fine. I'm
one
like
out.
whatever.
And then once you
Yeah, I had the
actually
same
No, it's
result.
because I can hear myself.
I had the same reaction.
we can kind of play through that. to see
It's fine. They're talking about like how we're gonna
And
like.
normally,
I mean, you're listening to them anyway.
By the
but-
way, you shouldn't hear yourself anymore because I was streaming the wrong window. So if
Oh,
you
okay.
turn up the stream audio, you should
I
be
see.
okay.
One of the other things, and you'll see like it's like It's like one of those games you might play, at some amusement parks or something like that, where it rolls through like, boom, boom, boom. We want
I do like that there's like a RNG element to it, so that like even if you're the one person who votes for one map, you might still get it. Because otherwise, like Alex said, you're just gonna see the same map every single time.
Yeah, there's a lot less variety. Like it's not like banning one out of like 46 or 47 heroes, right? There's like only so many map options, so it would be, you're right, we would never see certain maps.
How did the map voting idea internally start? How did we kind of come up with?
Yeah, I'm curious about this.
It's one of those things we've talked about for a while, but in earnest, this project probably started with one of the things on the team we like to call Harvest Fest. So Harvest Fest is Overwatch's version of our own hackathon. And what happens is teams get together and they make a variety of different things for the game. Some of those things are much more like personal projects. Some things are a bit on the silly side, some hero prototypes and things like that go bonkers. And then there's some projects, though, that there's a group of people on the team that's like, I really want to see this in Overwatch. So I have 3 to 4 days to put something in front of the team that can help make this a reality. And then, what we'll do actually, like for the next few game check-ins and things like that, the team will gather and we'll actually go through and people will present their ideas.
They should invite me to the next one so I can show them what I want to see in the game.
As we're presenting all
Yeah, your break the glass tank solution.
2023 was map voting. So there's a group of people that were really passionate about map voting, and you can see this is the early UI of this. Actually show the enemy team too. We were thinking about doing hero bans and map voting like in one screen at one point.
That's my least favorite map. I haven't thought about that actually.
But you can see a lot of the stuff from this early UI
Circuit for me,
from
probably.
team actually ended up being in the real UI itself. So
no, I'm a psycho. I like Circuit actually.
Yet,
I'm weird.
Sure. I mean, it's a unique playstyle. I'll give it that.
Where you won't see the enemy team until it all populates.
Have a look at all the maps.
To get a little bit cleaner. So there's a bit more space by removing everyone on the right. You see some of the boxes here and there. And then how did the voting ticks? How did the voting roll through? What did that look like? So I think there's another screen here we have that'll show.
Tanky
I don't really like Junkertown.
Yeah,
actually,
that's fair.
From
That's
other
fair.
games that have done similar things. But
I think the first point is
one
just.
screen. This is still a really fun screen.
I don't know. I think the entire map is just super choky on B, and then A is all about that one little death choke in the middle before you go into super open space. Whole spinning shit on C is weird. I don't know.
There's a lot of retake problems on B and C for sure.
Like that's it. We're going King's Row.
Yeah. But so we went through some iteration.
Ooh, Shambali Monastery. That's a good shout actually. That's a pretty bad new map, which is rare.
Solid screen, so we can make this as seamless as possible. We want map voting and hero bands to not add a ton of weight to your.
Without having played it yet, the new Atlas map looks like the best Flashpoint map by
I haven't
far.
seen it yet
Because it solves a lot of the problems.
Do they show it here?
Yeah, they go through it. It looks sick. It actually looks sick.
What are we looking at with map voting?
Yeah, so obviously we're going to see which modes and which maps are more popular than others. But I think what we're going to directly take from that is how does that influence what reworks we do? Season 19 we're already getting started on.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna skip this map voting stuff because they've already talked about it in the dev blog. They've kind of already conjectured.
Go straight to the map stuff.
I might just
straight
skip
to
ahead,
the Flashpoint. Yeah.
Alec and is it George?
Here we go. It starts from George. It starts from here. Pretty.
One thing I did. Increase the identity of each of.
All right, let's see what George has to
nooks
say.
and crannies, so people could kind of split up from their team. There wasn't clear, obvious paths, and so just simplify.
I had a really interesting conversation with Dion, who I think was the art lead, and he was talking about how lighting plays a hand in directing people towards the right direction as well.
Oh, you'll see the lighting change. They've changed the lights in this as well. It's big time.
Just made it much more clear where you're supposed to go.
On the entrances, every entrance has distinct lighting now.
Would confuse players. And another thing we're trying to do is we want to increase the identity of each of the control points because sometimes things blend together. Here's an example of
this is so close.
Before and after shot we have. So for here in particular, this was a bad choke point that a lot of teams would fight at and die, and so it was really hard to push onto point here. And so one thing I did is basically
I mean, that's way better. Yo, and you also notice that there's the little fence thing here, kind of provides protection on rotating towards point from point. Essentially, so you're not getting spammed as you rotate.
Just want to open it up.
It's just opening the chokes up a lot more to allow you to actually walk through and not just get choked out there.
It just looks prettier too.
And then also it's just nice because it frames the tempo much better. And so
like it says, you can actually see the. They want you to be able to see the main visual thing about the point, so you can know what point you're going to.
Reworks.
Yeah, because you talked earlier about some of these scenes get broken down or they get shrunk, so you can actually just see where the point is or the entrance to the point a lot more easily from far away.
Yeah, yeah, and so this is an example of something that's just kind of in your way, and people kind of can get when they're moving around it towards point, people kind of get lost and people
Nobody
split up
freaking
around
uses
it.
this.
And this is right outside the spawn room. And so this is before where you can't really see what's going on. And removed it and basically made a recessed area.
It's so
where it still
pretty.
has
I never
a
understood.
decent line of sight
I never
coverage.
understood why that was there in the map anyway. Like, what was the point of the pavilion? It's just strange, you know.
I think what happens is that like they've gotten a lot better with this in time, but I feel like there's always like these anticipations that fights might break out here, so you need something that's there. You remember like it's like Numbani first point, right? Like way back in the day, where it's like there was like this anticipation of like how it would be played, which nobody ever went there, and this is the same thing. Like nobody ever went there, so like all right, well we're just gonna remove it, make it nice, and make it easier to traverse. You know,
Yeah, the entire opening of Old Numbani, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just like trial and error of like what space is going to actually be used. I mean, your example of the main and side entrances is a great example. Like it was designed to be a main entrance, but it was too narrow, and so nobody ever uses it, right? So it's like the same thing here.
To protect you, it's a little harder to like spawn camp the spawn point, but essentially the wall right there, it used to parallel with the pavilion, and essentially
this is also, okay, so like really quickly, this is also very quietly broadening the number of relevant heroes in this game mode. So if you think about like Ana, Ashe, stuff like that, right? A lot of these choke points are really bad, like even just this particular section because of how compressed your sightlines are and how valued mobility is just inherently by the game mode. I think this might open up win rates for different characters, just slightly.
Angled it so it faces the spawn point, so right when you're leaving the spawn point, you know exactly like, oh, that's where it's going. It's like it's facing me, it's greeting me, and you don't have to get stuck or split up. And so that's kind of like the philosophy of like, I want you to see where you're going from like further away, and I have to like figure out where you are or where you're going like as you're running to point.
Like that entrance to the ruins point now just feels like a lot more attractive. It's like easier to point out, and also the health pack's like way more accessible too.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Wait till they zoom out and show the
Back
entrances.
there,
It's
and
pretty
so
sick.
for this.
Like we've been going through this, and I'm like, oh, that's
And they
useful.
pulled out Megan to do this
actually, we
too.
were able to kind of fly through the map
for her.
so that we can kind of see a little bit more on the different things.
Because she doesn't live in Cali, I know. I think she's out of state.
Yeah,
so.
they flew her out.
So
Yeah.
here's one of the spawn point entrances, and so this area, if you remember, there was like a big old wall right there, and so basically we still needed that line of sight blocker, like kind of just made a stepped wall. And
Oh
Remember the
yeah,
zigzag you had to do here?
yeah. This freaking zigzag. You know, like do I go left then right or right then left? Dang. So this accomplishes the point, and
Now
looks
you
way
just go
cooler.
charge out. Now you just
And,
Ryan
yeah,
charge
just
out.
go,
the
you
point
just
if
go
want,
right
yeah.
out, and it's green. So like for you guys remember you walk out and you had to go like around, like you still have to, right? This is great, man.
There used to be this big chunky
It just looks better too.
square
All of these
building
just
that had,
look
like, a
better.
door you entered into, and then
Oh.
there was like you like
I love the
sneak around
trees.
it. And so people would kind of get split up and like stuck in here. And
How are we? By the way, let me know. Keep an eye on OWCS, will you? Because I don't know when we're starting.
They're on the desk now. So
Okay,
when do you want to go back? Do you want to go back when they get into map, or what do you want?
Yeah, once we actually like
So
go
just
go, you know,
really
when we
wanted to
start.
simplify this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you know.
It's
I'm keeping an eye on
important to
it.
have a
Bless you.
blocker here, just so you don't get shot from really far away, and then just for memory,
appreciate that.
like you like the.
There's
first
also
thing
like
you
a
see in the
real
game, like,
sharp
versus where the
contrast. You noticing like the border feels like much more natural, you know? Like there's like way more trees and stuff. And you get to the middle and it's like way more like street phase, you know? But there's like way more like trees and fountains and crap on the outside, and then towards the middle it's more like
Yeah,
urban.
they did a huge
stuff
art
like that's
pass, like
really
a giant
important.
artistic pass.
essentially,
Yeah.
Yeah,
just wanted
this
to
is a
simplify
lot
this,
of
make it
work,
single
man.
Wall, and then I framed it with the trees that kind of incentivize like, hey, just go through here. This is like a simple like in your face entrance to go through. And then the trees are nice too because they act as like line of sight blockers from the sides. Before we used to actually just have like a big, huge wall right to the left here, and by making it stepped, it feels like a little more organic and you can see behind it a little bit. But to compensate for it, basically like we added the trees.
Okay.
Yeah, I love like it's just a lot easier to use mobility right out of spawn too. Like
Yes.
you know, rather than having like snake through, if you have like just straight line mobility, it was like I didn't get the most out of that. But yeah, this wall getting knocked down just. I mean,
Yeah.
as you said, like now you can see where the entrance to the other point's going to be. It's just a lot easier to. I don't even think people really even know that's an area right now, like on live as much, or they don't realize as much as we like may want. Because like it's just hard. You don't really put your head over to the left or right when you come right out of spawn. You kind of just
You
go
just
forward
focus.
because it has that wall there.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a little bit big to see over.
And so if we go to this corner over here, this is what we talked about a little bit before with the pavilion. Remove that, just like angled that wall to look at you, brought up the door frame, and then
This
added
looks
that
great.
to it. So it's just like much more like, hey, this is the point. This is where you go. Because what would happen often as well in our playtest and just seeing what players do is when we had the pavilion here, people wouldn't use this side entrance to go to the ruin point. They would actually go all the way down to the market and then use that entrance over there.
True,
And
yeah. Like so basically he wouldn't use this like little left entrance, it'd get kind of lost. That's true. Makes it easier to
longer run
see.
through, or sometimes they go through that little door. And so basically we wanted to show players, hey, this is like the closest way to the point, and we were like really wanted to incentivize that.
And one thing that you know, if you look at the point right now, like you can see there's new vines there. In
Yep.
particular, right?
Yeah. So if we go over to the point, there's a new little
All the vines are
flanking
new.
route over there added as well.
I noticed that.
But yeah, we wanted to basically people confuse these points a lot, like this and the blue temple. The other one was temple. This one was ruins.
If you
So basically
rewind real
wanted to
quick,
really
he
push the
added a
ruin.
left flank. They flew past it like super quick.
There's new vines there.
Like
right?
as
So
just
if
as
we
he
go
goes
to the
in.
point,
So like right
And
there.
right there.
Oh,
There it is,
look
yeah.
at that. Look at that. All right. So there's like 3 approaches to break the choke. Through main, this little door frame right, little door frame left. Nice.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
a new little flanking route over there added as well. But yeah, we wanted to basically people confuse these points a lot, like this and the blue temple. The other one was temple. This one was ruins, and so basically wanted to really push the ruin feeling. Like again, this is like still a work in progress.
These
but we
ruins are
wanted to
so
just bring a
cool.
lot more
I think it's one of my
vegetation,
favorite
Wait till you see the
aesthetics.
point. Wait till you see the actual point.
And just kind of give it like a
gonna be
much
good.
stronger identity. Like there's a really cool like tree kind of growing on the rooftop.
Yeah, I've
and-
been looking at all the roots coming down.
yeah.
It is so cool.
But the thing too with the tree though is like people don't look up. Like in every game, people just don't
Sure.
look up. So it's just one of those things where it's like a nice little detail that's like lost on players. So
That's so cool.
So it's bringing it down for like line of sight for players.
And if you kind of get a glimpse of there, if you actually go into the point itself, there's like water here now, so it definitely has that like feeling of this
So
has been
cool.
sort of abandoned in some way, or like it's
Oh my God.
overgrowth,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
And then one thing that I love, basically,
And they didn't really
we
open up
added
the
a
staircase
platform
too much,
there,
though.
halfway up the stairs. This stairs was just a huge.
Oh,
death
oh
trap for
no, they
people.
did. They did. Oh
Yep,
wow.
yep.
Okay, I was
Got
like
him.
about to be like,
Got
are
his
you
ass.
kidding me? They got
his
me.
ass.
Frick, man, they got me, dude.
Down it,
4K.
just blasted, and
It's much better. Still not great, but it's much better.
This route a little more, not be forced to the sides, and so you have like. A
I
little
like
bit
it being a
cover
little bit
columns
risky.
here, so it's
Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's nice to kind of get in there and have a little protection. Or if you're like defending the point, it's kind of nice to just kind of get that little high ground right there as well. So it just adds like new rotation to this point that I think plays out pretty nicely.
Love that.
Yeah, this one's played out really
Oh,
well.
yeah, check-
I
check
also
this.
love what
They
you did
opened up a
sort of actually
new
getting off this point.
rotation
Say you win this point
as well. Look at this.
There's a new route that actually takes you to the next point over here on the left. It's like cave entrance.
What?
Yep. Added,
okay,
added a
okay.
little cave.
Now, I've wondered if they were going to do this for a long time because I couldn't. Okay, this is where I'm going to be like a little off here. I was shocked that there wasn't something like this when the map released. I thought it was because they're trying to force combat towards the middle of the map and it'd be too easy of a rotation. You see what I'm saying? But it was really bizarre to me that they had this asymmetrically. Like the other point already had a pretty easy rotation from point to point, but they didn't have one here. So I don't know why this wasn't like even a thing earlier, or because this was by far the most common location in any flashpoint map where people get lost is this transition right here, because they would think that there should be an opening there and there wasn't. It felt, dare I say, very Marvel Rivals-esque, right? Where I was like, wait, why is there a dead end here? So this is probably the coolest implementation that they could have done because there is a little bit of risk going through this choke.
The real Marvel's Rivals-esque would be if you go up the stairs and it's just like a blank wall and that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
It just leads nowhere. It's like, oh yeah, here we go. Here's Marvel Rivals map design.
That's true. That's true. This is cool. This is cool. So it feels like there's a little bit of opportunity cost where it's a little out of the way. It is a choke, but it also looks sick.
Point
So
here, so to go between the ruins and the temple point, you had to go back to the central market and then back to the temple. But
Yeah, so
between
much
the
less
gardens
wasted
and the
space.
Palace point, there was a cut through similar to this, so basically wanted to kind of mirror that to this side.
Yeah.
It's more of a flanking route because it's like it's pretty tight, and you have 2 ledges next to you, so you can kind of get booped off. So we don't want to make it like too strong, and so you're still kind of
yeah, he just said it right
getting
there. They don't want it to
thrown
be
off the
too
map a little bit
easy
if
of a
you're taking
rotation. There's a
shortcut.
risk.
But yeah, this has been a really nice little organic path.
Love
we're
that.
able to add to these
Sick
points.
as well. I
So
love
what about
caves.
Temple Point?
That is the worst part of Samoa is the cave portion is just totally wasted on that map. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. It's the one where the point's kind of on the low
Where?
ground, you know? The points on the low
Beach?
ground. Yeah. If you go towards the spawns, there's like little cave paths that are completely worthless because nobody ever fights there, but they're actually really cool. I love caves, but they're never used whenever we see them in the game. Yeah, there's another
No, I
like
don't,
little.
the fact that I don't even know what you're talking about means
you
no
should
one
go.
uses them. You're right.
Yeah,
no one
you
uses
should
them.
you should go check it. It's really cool. There's a lot of wasted space on Samoa. It's still a pretty decent map but there's a lot of like really cool things in Samoa that are not utilized at all.
We were talking a little earlier, and I think the point itself looks different now, like in terms of the trim being brought down.
Do you see the neon blue?
in addition
You got
to
some like
what was
neon
actually
lighting in there. The lighting.
Oh, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, so every single point has a color coding to it. So for example, the midpoint's now got all this purple lighting. This palace has got all this green lighting. You're gonna see every single point has a distinct color grading to it. So when you know you're on the point, you're like, oh, this is the blue point. This is the green point. This is the purple point, right? That's what they're doing as well.
Yeah, that's
Artists basically
smart.
did a pass on.
I was gonna say, it does look a little sharper.
Like there's a bunch I forgot or missed, but basically they did a pass that just kind of wanted to improve some art that they wanted to see. Like if you see some of the symbols, like the silver diamonds, a lot of that used to be at the way top of the temple. But again, it's like, why are you gonna look up if you need to like worry about everybody on the ground?
So like all
so
the Pharah
cool.
players and Mercy players got to enjoy all that
Yeah, they
cool
get
stuff.
they get to enjoy it. And so just like they brought a lot of the details down so you can kind of see it a little easier. And they just kind of updated some of the trim and some of the art.
Looks clean.
So there's a bunch of little like surprises like that through here and New Junk City as well, where they just like change up the art a little bit.
And what about fighting on this point or some of the routes, or some new flanking routes? What do we have here?
So this point, for the most part, other than the cave, is the same, except for at the entrances,
at
where I
this.
showed earlier, where everything was kind of widened up. So if you go towards the corner gate and look towards the point, oh, actually, there's a little flanking route I added
It's
in
kind of
there.
peeking right there at the light.
Yeah, so
Oh.
there's a little
That's
flanking
new.
route.
That's new.
It's mirrored over by the ruin side as well for people to come in here. And if you go towards the main gate right there and look towards the point, yeah, this is everything that's like kind
broader.
of widened up a bit.
Oh,
All the
wow.
stairs have been pushed back. And yeah, it's just much easier to get in. Just wanted to like widen it up for players to not get stuck in there.
Yeah, let's flip the camera like 180 real quick. I think one thing here, if we just go forward, you used to just, this would be a lot of interference right here. Like people would like kind of hold you. It's kind of hard to get through.
Yeah,
because, I mean, even the round the right was pretty congested. It
Yeah.
seems like that's a little bit more opened up too. So how's this played out?
I think it plays way nicer. Like one of our philosophies
That's
is
so
when people
nice.
get stuck in these chokes in these flashpoint maps, and then you lose a team fight at the entrance, like we don't really like that. It doesn't feel great, especially if the defending team has a point and they're getting percentage points and you're not able to even get on point. We don't really want that to happen, so we basically try to make it a little easier. to push
Adamant's
into
just
point.
whatever tank that you enjoy
this is, like, we
playing.
widened up that,
Maybe
that
a tank with
passageway as well. Like,
verticality and a
little
tank
things like
that's
this fence
a
right there,
short-range
like,
brawl tank.
was brought up just
But
a little
then
bit,
once
so
you
you
check
can't
those
shoot
boxes,
from
you're good to
point.
go.
And so we had to like pay
appreciate
attention to like that's one of like the.
Are they still on the desk, by the way? Is the
things
match
we pay
live?
Attention to in level design
No,
is, like,
I'll let you know.
especially for flashpoint maps,
Okay.
and like want to widen up all the choke points, but then by doing that you have a lot of long line.
They're
of
doing
sight
the prediction
lines.
brackets right now.
And so it's like a little push and pull, making sure that you can't get sniped.
He just
from
was talking
far
about
away,
like the difference
from
between
opening up these
choker watch versus
this,
sniper
this is
watch
actually
and finding the
pretty
balance. That was
easier.
pretty cool.
What other challenges were you trying to solve for with this map? I mean, obviously, chokes, movement, trying to keep people from fighting off the point, so you're actually fighting on the point.
Yeah.
Are there other challenges that you guys were running into?
Yeah, like we still want people to have fights on the way to point. So that's like for this the recessed area here, we still like wanted to create like a fun little area you can fight around. You have things to rotate around and things like that. But we want you to be able to ignore that and get from point A to point B as fast as possible.
Okay.
And so it's just finding creative solutions of how do we get you there quicker and not have to sneak and move around things, and how do we prevent teams from splitting up. And because before, one of the biggest things for this point was people would go through that little door to the left. They'll go to the right. Some people go past this, like towards the market. And so basically just kind of pointing teams and like, hey, this is the route you should be taking.
This is where you should be going. This
Yeah.
is foolproof. I
Yeah.
appreciect that.
If we could actually just go.
Do you see that on the left here? This is the main entrance. So this is meant to be the main entrance, and the other two are meant to be side entrances. But again, those side entrances are always used as mains, and no one uses the middle one here.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think they're going to try and make people use this middle one here a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see.
That is. A lot of these structures are just lower now.
Yeah.
And then the archways or some of the details of them are higher, so you actually know where you're going from a distance.
You see the neon on the purple?
So
Yeah, I
this
see that,
so
true.
essentially
White
this
neon
pillar
purple?
used to
Yeah.
cover the doors entirely of the market. So if you were by spawn, you couldn't really see the doors, or if you're coming from the garden, you couldn't really see the temple door. So basically, pulled it all down, so it still acts like we still want it to be a line of sight blocker. It's important to us, but we brought it down, and then for the entrances, they're the same size, except for those arches have been pulled all the way up, and then we added that like neon light to it, so you can see it from far away.
Yeah, he just talked about
and we
the
did the
neon,
same
yeah.
thing for both the ruin and the temple entrances. Basically brought everything up. You can see from further away. That was our biggest thing, is that people would often get stuck in the alleyways, and we didn't want people to get stuck and lost in the alleyways, and so just making everything like had much more clarity to it.
Not just having to use like the global like in-world waypoint to get to the
Yeah.
point. It's like,
So-
no, here's like here's where you are, here's where you need to go.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go onto market actually.
Yeah. Let's go inside.
Is this the main point
I've
here?
always thought this point plays out pretty good in terms of like, there's some high ground here, people get to wrap around.
There's one
any
new
new
thing here
additions
that's
to
interesting.
This one in particular?
Oh, it's right here. This it's right here. It's the cover here. This little fence outcropping
Oh, no,
here.
no, no,
This
no.
little stone.
There's one. There's one more then
well,
after
for
that.
this one, didn't want to make too many changes to it. One thing I did though is if you go to the side and look at the boxes.
Is this cover on point more expensive, or am I going crazy?
New additions to this one in particular?
This little slot here.
No,
This
that
more
looks the same to me.
Didn't want to make too many changes.
Is it the
to
same, chat?
One thing I did though.
Somebody
is if
check
you
it
go to
right
the
now.
side and look at the boxes.
Jarvis.
The boxes.
The boxes.
Yeah.
Here we go. This box is what is the highlight.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Added some boxes
Oh, nice. Verticality accessibility. It's the same. Frick.
for people to jump up on. So you can get
Nice.
to point, you can get up on point now without having to go onto the staircase. So it's funny because like sometimes the smallest change.
I always wish you could do this. I always
is,
wish
like,
you
the
could
biggest
just
change,
walk
if
up
that makes sense.
in the middle if
Or
you
this
wanted
is gonna,
to.
like change up the floor a lot for players just to get up there. Because normally you could just like stay up on point, and if they don't have like high mobility heroes, you can just like hang out by the staircase and just kind of keep people off. But now it gives brawlers and heroes like that options to get up there, which as a
Cool.
Ryan main, I want to get up there. Yeah.
It felt really good.
Yeah.
I like that.
So, yeah.
All right. And then so
Yeah. So
walk me through some of that.
yeah, this one was interesting because there's a little bit of high ground here, and so basically.
I think these opening walls are new.
But if you
They, like,
remember, there's
span
a
out.
bunch of
See that?
boxes that were like awkwardly.
Yeah, so this is actually a pretty big nerf to verticality on this side here, because it was like freaking broken to have Hazard Genji holding this angle here. This is, I think, going to force more fights on point. That's my prediction. You know what I'm talking about? Like, this was like really good if you had the right character for it. Kiri, and Genji, Hazard, etc., etc., etc. Even like certain hit scan DPS, you could sit up here and hide and do all sorts of crap here. But this is just really toxic for that. So it's just going to force more fights on point.
Placed, and
Yeah.
there are boxes because there's not much room around here to give players clearance to jump up to a second layer, and basically we didn't really like how players were playing on it. It was kind of like some people like having that space and others don't, but at the end of the day there's just kind of awkward fights that would happen out front, and so we wanted to just kind of simplify it all a lot and to get people on the point and have people focus on having fights at point a lot
If that's
more
their goal, they're
than,
gonna, it's
worrying
going to
about
work,
people
I
up on the
think.
high ground.
So I know we've got 2 other maps, but I really want to talk about some of the stuff that changed in on the Palace point, because we were talking about this earlier.
The
and
yellow
this
point.
point is super cool. So.
Yeah, so
They made it
this one-
super
this
yellow
one's-
now.
Nothing really changed for this from a level design standpoint, but this is an example of art coming in and kind of doing a pass over things. They added a lot more gold trim to the palace because they wanted it to feel much more like a palace.
you weren't kidding about
it
that
used to be
neon.
Kind of like a beat up old fountain in the center there now, and it has like a gold flower. I think you called it an egg earlier.
I did, and it's not an egg at all.
From a gold egg.
Was from a distance, yeah, no, that is definitely not an egg.
Yeah, so just
Look like an
they really wanted to
artichoke.
kind of
Or a blossom.
sell the palace feel a little bit more.
Comes through. It's really nice.
And if you go to the entrance and look at the wall, I like the wall. It's cool. Yeah, they added
Oh, God.
like it's just like little details like this
So
where they just
dope.
like added a nice, really cool
thematic, but
Okay.
you know from far away, it's like, oh, that's the point.
culmination of our.
One of the more liked on our Flashpoint maps.
Yep.
You were saying this one.
They didn't change this
very
point.
light,
I think this point was already
touch
good
only on
anyway.
this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't.
Did they change the staircase, though? Because that's the brutal one, right? Like,
Oh, okay.
did they
But not-
open up
not
that
the lightest
arch
of
or
light.
something?
We like
touch.
I don't
Throw
think
a
so.
mini health back
Go
or
at the edge
something?
there if you want to boop anybody off.
Yeah, we like this. Like this actually has a really this is a good example. This has like a really strong visual identity. Like people
We're probably
know what
about
this map, like,
2 minutes
is.
away from
The
getting to
temples,
map.
though, it's just, like,
Okay.
they kind of just blended together. So we just wanted to do that, just make everything have like a.
But this is
much
the end of
stronger
Servaster
identity
anyway. They're about to finish
in general
Servaster.
Yeah.
for all of our points, and so we're trying to push that a lot. And a lot of that too is just like communication, and people are like.
But
hey,
like
let's
main
go to the
entrance is
temple
still going to
point,
be
and there's,
bad
like,
here
three-
unless they did
three
something up
temples.
here.
temples. Yeah, so we're trying to like solve that a bit by making everything feel very different for all the Flashpoint maps in general.
Very cool. There was one point that we didn't touch on in the philosophy earlier. So
Add 66 to stay in the future? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, honestly.
Oh yeah, unlocks next, right?
Oh, this is
Yeah,
huge. This is
so
huge.
Kinda,
Wait.
there's a lot of like, it's a highly contested mode, and there's a lot of like people feel like it's unfair with some of the runback times or just how the logic's chosen. So we're trying something different. It's a work in progress still, but essentially how the logic works is if you win, so whoever wins the first central point, the second point will be lose your favorite side, and then after that we're getting rid of diagonal.
So basically, if you win middle point, then the next point will be spawned closer towards the loser side spawn. So you have
Yep.
an easier prediction of where it goes, so it prevents snowballing as much. And then there's no diag.
Keep going real quick.
Yeah.
They're about to go into map.
Through the
Just
middle.
we can finish this
So
up really
basically
quick.
what it do is
Okay,
randomly
okay.
choose between adjacent points, and then it'll kind of keep doing that. And so we're getting rid of a little randomness from it, and there will be you'll be able to predict it a little bit more, but we're just like testing it out a lot, and we feel like this feels a lot better than having the diagonal run across. It's
They're not doing diagonals anymore.
Yeah, and there's always like a straggler on your team, right?
Yeah,
like they get caught, they're an Ana,
like
behind
that.
you. It's
yeah,
like,
just from like a lot of research and like looking at players how they play.
All right, they're
a lot
about to
of
start.
research
Map's
people
basically
have is,
starting.
like, for instance, like
All right, we'll pause then.
Yeah.
You'll be wanting
That was
to mute my
basically it.
stream.
You basically got to the end of like the explanation there.
That
It's
was
just
good.
essentially like, no, it's sick.
SSG and Geeky. This will be should be a banger. No. SSG, have they been underperforming? Am I wrong? I'm unfamiliar.
They have.
Okay, I'm unfamiliar with some. Of the
Yeah,
stuff.
I think
Geeky
Kellen's
has done
zero
really
pool's
well.
a bit weird, so he's mainly a dive tank. So we're gonna see what he does as a brawl player now.
Right.
But
freaking my mode on the sim.
everyone's moved away from Freya. It's funny, man, because Korea is still playing a shitload of Freya now. NA and EU just giving up on Freya now.
I mean, NA always looks for an excuse to fall back in the familiar, and Korea can be a bit like slow in that regard. But laying lethal are.
I think Korea just has better Freya players, if I'm honest.
You're
just
probably
more
right.
consistent.
Yeah, you're probably right. Because she got nerfed pretty hard. But probably not enough to where if you're really, really good at her, you can still get stuff done.
She got nerfed, but then you watch Proud's POV, you're like, holy fuck, this guy just doesn't
Yeah,
miss.
Exactly.
Like, what the hell, man? This guy's just killing everybody.
Man, this angle control is brutal. They don't have any space at all.
I think Lethal should probably play Cass into the Orisa. I see a lot of teams
Yeah.
play Cass into Orisa. The Symmetra's
Yeah.
obviously got like great to the Orisa as well.
Yeah.
What percentage are you? I'm on 36.
Oh,
37,
I'm way behind. I'm way
38.
behind. Let me try and turn
I
up
can
the
pulse
speed,
you.
see if I can catch up. I'm on 35,
Just-
6,
yeah.
7, 8, 9, 40, 1.
We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Cass is banned. I just saw that. All right,
Oh,
that makes
yeah,
more
good,
sense.
good catch.
I was gonna say they're probably more likely to play Cass if it wasn't banned then. Tougher loves Hazard, man. This guy will just play Hazard everywhere if he can.
He's really good. Zero angle control there. I'm surprised to see that from Geeky. They're all on the same side. And they just gave Wait, Soj? Yeah, this is...
It's an interesting wall.
Yeah.
Oh, they get in anyway.
Yeah. It was weird. They BAP windowed, but they all stacked on BAP window. We don't usually see that from Geeky, so that actually gave that rotation for free for SSG, and then so they just had to use another ult to clear it. This is classic Koth snowball. Sugar-free 66% on Blade. And they're about to freaking get...
I'm not seeing much Genji anymore in these matchups. Like, a lot of teams are giving up on Genji. It's weird that Sugar Free's still in it. Tracer to me feels stronger in these matchups.
I just don't know how good Tracer would be on this map is the problem. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you could be right.
Oh, he
You could be
got him.
right.
I got him. He got him. Well, this is good, though, because they bought the time they needed.
They get to keep 2 ults as well. Seeker moves to Freya.
Yeah.
We finalized the Seeker actually make a switch here, switches off the Sojourn to go over to the Freya. I think that Freya is going to play a little bit better with the verticality.
Maimon's funny because I don't know if he's really the best in NA on like any of the heroes at all, to my knowledge. But he can just kind of he just flexes around a lot, like the Venture, Tracer, Genji, Sem, whatever. He's definitely not the best. Wow, that's a good shot.
Cover just rolled up. Oh, UV won that.
Huge
UV won
trade.
that shit.
Huge trade. They can make this messy still. Oh no, they can't make this messy.
They still have 3 up. Should be good.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Sim with Hazard. Usually, if we play the Sim, you want to play like a Ram or an Orisa. Oh, UV just sniped CJ out.
Frick.
Straight through
Nice, Zanzibar. Congrats. Chat, tell Pepper congratulations. Lost to world champ by 1 advantage, no points scored. Nice, dude. That's really close. The lady you lost to is the crazy one, right? Like the Olympic trialist or whatever. Congrats, dude. Proud of you, man.
Nice round 1.
Yeah. Sem did good. It's a good map for Sem. Probably won't see it. Well, it depends on what next point is, but I don't know. Are they going to pull out the Sombra again?
You think Brig Bap still has any reason to be played over Lucio Bap? It was being like swapped in and out for teams earlier on, but now I think every team's landed on Lucio Bap.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I see it, but it just feels so sluggish. You know, like I see a lot. Like we saw it in some Flashpoint, we saw it in some Koth. I guess maybe if you're like, I don't know. I honestly feel like the having speed is too valuable in the team game modes, but it really just comes down to hero balance.
Sound better ultimate as well.
Why also are we playing Genji into a Symmetra? Like, can I just like ask that really quick? Because I feel like that's one of those hero picks.
I think Genji makes sense on that point a lot. I think the Sim is a gank pick, to be honest with you, but it snowballs quickly if you have bad ult economy because she can set up nicely.
Genji also just struggles a lot more when you're not able
I'm curious if you see Sombra here.
to get even the dash resets against some of these.
Sombra from...
Wow, they stay anyone just on this point because we've seen so much of it recently. They actually stay Sim for this point. Wow.
Don't you need like good targets for Sombra? Like you want like a Juno or a Freya or someone you can just jump at and kill, right?
Bat Lucio is pretty easy to harass with Sombra.
Okay.
Yeah. I can see the Sim working because of their support lineup though, because they have, I always call it like the baby, you know? So you just like let your Sim take aggro, yeah, and then you just pull her. You need somebody to pull.
But they played it, but I think Admiral was Lucio last round, so...
Yeah, but on this point you need the pull. It's too big.
Dude, they play this every match. GK are the most Weaver bat pill team in the world.
Yeah.
I used to think they only play this comp when it's like a front to back map, like a Circuit Royale or a King's Row, where you can't flank them. This seems like dangerous to play on when the flanks are so open. And now Sugar Free goes Tracer, and you just get super easy flanks. Kellen Ball, I like the ball into this matchup as well.
Yeah, Ball's good.
And Tracer is so good into Beaver backline.
Yeah.
Also, I think Ball is amazing at punishing Symmetra. So that's a good look as well.
Yeah. You see, this is the problem, right? Like, oh shoot, they just stack cooldowns. If they can isolate Sim and BAP at the same time, you can only pull the one. But they just used Lamp. Ooh my gosh, how does Bliss do that?
Holy shit, Bliss just got away. Oh no.
Oh, there's that jump distance right there.
Oh, he picked that shit. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. That's such a good
What's the alternative? Is it slash damage?
No, the alternative is you have a like lifesteal on your block. It's pretty bad. They
that's the major.
Recently. Yeah, it's not worth
Wait,
it.
I thought everyone used to get lifesteal on block?
If they did, they're morons. No, it's not good. It's not good. You
Well,
jump further and you jump faster. Yeah. You jump faster and you jump further. It's so good. Every situation is good. The other one is the more interesting one, which was the extra damage on 250 HP plus or 275 targets, which some pros were oh wow, okay. Which some pros were choosing, but I like the block resource perk that Kuffa has better. Lethal, he's just crazy, man. This is good too, because this is buying so much time. If he can live for a few more seconds, they can clear mines. And this is still
about to be 100-0? Tree on point?
Could be, yeah. Could be.
See, the thing is, I think the individual choice to play the ball here is nice, but I don't know that Space Station are like a good ball team. They're probably just not like... They just don't know how to play this comp, probably.
Yeah, could be.
By the way...
Yeah?
This is the difference between me and Jake. Jake's like, Symmetra is the real deal. I'm like, in EMEA or in NA, it probably is, but I just saw T1 dismantle Sim, and they literally, the way they dismantle Sim is playing Venture Ball, which just shits on the Sim comp so good.
There's nothing,
you need a top tier,
you
need a ball player like Dongak, who's just unbelievably good at the hero. Is the difference, is the problem.
Well, it's always like the tomato. It's like, well, you need a Sim player like Yubi to make the Sim work. You need a ball player like, Donghack to, it's like, I don't know. I always looked at the characters like Ball having a higher skill cap and probably being able to win out in that matchup more often though, as you said. Like I would take Donghack on Ball over Yubi on Sim.
It's definitely not a you need a good Sim player, more so you need a good Sim team because it's a team hero. You need to know how to you need to be drilled on the TP strats and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, is London like the only like team that's had S tier, A tier performances with Sim at the highest level?
Who?
London back in like 2023.
Oh, back in the day? I feel like no, Dallas Sparkle was one of the first Sim adopters back in the day, professionally, in like recent years.
Yeah, that's fair.
In fact, I would say London were like inspired by Dallas Field because like Chris was always saying that he would watch Rush and Dallas Field to like learn the brawls, and they play the sim first.
Oh, he got it. He got the health pack. Oh my gosh.
Lethal.
Lethal's career,
Mechanic's
I was
good,
talking
man.
about this last week, is like he's one of the weirdest career arcs. Biggest flops, but the guy just refuses to give up and is now like put respect in his name, man. 5 years of struggles to be where he's at, man. So freaking respectable. Dang, man.
Oh man, I was gonna bring up something as a joke, but I'm not gonna do it.
No.
It's a little too personal. Maybe I'll DM it to you. Maybe I'll DM it to you.
Yeah, DM it to me. I'll look. I'll look. Avril's typing. Oh god. Too soon, dude.
Didn't want to bring it up publicly.
Crying.
Crying in the club.
Lethal just needed a
shit.
Korean to tell him angle more, buddy, instead of a Western American. That's true, actually. Yeah,
I never used to.
No, go ahead.
I never used to have high like. I never felt that good about Lethal. I was like, yeah, this is just like a tier 2 NA guy. Who cares? He's actually not. He's Turkey. He's from Turkey. He's actually. I don't even know if he's really NA. Point is, I was like, yeah, this is just some like player in the West that doesn't look that exciting. But then like, I don't know, out of nowhere, I haven't seen him in a long time. And then this like GK team, and even back when they were Nightmare, I was like, wait, Lethal. Wait, this guy's hitting shots. Wait, what? This guy's like good now. What the fuck? How did he get so good? When did he get so good? Like,
it's like one of those like death by 1,000 paper cuts. Like he's been good for a long time. It's just been like really slow progression. Like starting with Uprising Academy where he was way over his head, and then he had, I think it was like Obey Alliance. Do you remember Obey Alliance? They're like the team that used to play versus BH, British Hurricane, like way back in the day in EU contenders. And then it was Chow, Lethal, Cloud.
Yeah, I just never gave a shit about those. That's the thing, like you're playing on some like young and beautiful type tier team, and we're just like, not gonna put in the time to look at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm disrespecting a little bit.
EU,
I'm just disrespecting these teams, these fucking bottom half EU teams, and I'm just like, nah.
Bottom half, dude. Obey was good. Obey was like top 2. Obey beat. Yeah, Obey beat. So Obey beat. Odyssey at the what was the show match between NA and EU? I will never forget it. Wait, I gotta find the clip of, I think it was, shoot, who was the guy that was AFKing on cart and they lost? Obey Alliance versus Odyssey. Let's see if I can find it.
I do remember, now that you bring it up, that one like
no, who was it? Was it not Obey?
NA EU game?
NA versus EU contenders. Overwatch. Chat, what was the match?
So long ago.
It was like, it wasn't BH versus Odyssey, Gauntlet, Overwatch. These
guys never went to Gauntlet, did they? Oh, unless it's a different Gauntlet, maybe.
No, it was like a frick. Odyssey, maybe it wasn't Odyssey. No, it was Mouthful. It was Mouthful. Mouthful is the tracer that AFK'd. It wasn't Obey. Who was it? I'm going clinically insane. Who is it? Okay, I'm going to have to pull up the Wikipedia for this one. My chat is not being helpful at all. Mouthful. I'm going to literally look up Mouthful's results because that's what I'll remember him from. This is like 2020 Gauntlet, North America. No, it wasn't the Gauntlet North America. Yeah. It was Obey Alliance. Well, frick, man. Why isn't it finding it for me? Odyssey, Obey Alliance, Overwatch. It's not, where is it? YouTube is being horrible. Where the frick is it? Wait, hang on. 20.
I think EU is my least in this region. I was so Korea and like mostly just Korea pilled that every other region, I'm like, I barely remember what happened.
Yeah. Man, that's fair. This is actually insane. Like, it's not showing up. YouTube's search is just horrible. Wait, Overwatch contenders. Maybe if I find the Overwatch contenders.
Oh, Young
channel?
and Beautiful are back. They just announced a new team. What the fuck?
Wait, really? No way.
Yeah, they're back. No, they just announced a new team like right now. Well, 4 days ago. It's a bunch of players I've unfortunately basically never heard of, but that's besides the point. They are back.
Wait, chat. The VOD might be gone. Overwatch contenders doesn't have anything as of like older than a year ago.
Oh my god, that's sad, dude. That's memories gone.
Where is it?
Give me a second. I need a. My
Yeah,
fridge.
sure,
I'm gonna
sure.
pick it up real quick.
That's
BRB.
fine, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah. Are you kidding me? It's just gone. Obey, Alliance, Odyssey, Overwatch, Gauntlet match. Wait, maybe I can find the VOD? Yeah, because here's the result right here. This is the Atlantic show match between Odyssey and Obey Alliance, and Obey Alliance just beat Odyssey. This Route 66 is the one I'm talking about. That's where they went AFK. They were trolling Odyssey, and they lost. They lost. No, it's gone. They freaking got rid of it. How did I... Oh, no. Why? Why did they do this? It's gone. Forever. Are you kidding me? The freaking show. This is like contenders like history, bro. I bet, is the British Hurricane match as well gone?
Alright. Where we at?
Dude, it's freaking gone. They freaking got rid of it. The match between American Tornado and British Hurricane is gone. The match between Odyssey and Obey Alliance, which I was right, it was the Route 66 between them, is gone. And Lethal was on that team. Okay, you ready for this one? Check this out. Naga, Lethal, Helv, Chow, Khan, and Admiral Raptor. That is a throwback right there. That's the roster for Obey.
I recognize those names. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's good when I recognize the names.
All right, you ready for this one? Odyssey was N2S, Mouthful, Tree, Rhino, Vulcan, Lucamino, Rack Attack, Momentum.
What happened to Nos? That guy disappeared.
I don't know. He was kind of like
I
one
feel
of
like
those
everyone
people-
else ended up going to like better teams and finding some level of success.
Oh, we're back. We're back. We're back. Whoopsies.
We are
whoopsies,
so
we're
back.
That's tragic.
We're playing
though.
BAP. We're playing BAP Weaver again. By the way, they're literally playing every map. GK is just like, you know what? We're gonna play every map. Screw you.
It's like the Weaver just lives and has the pole is like you can't really isolate anybody because if you dive on anything, like you can get so greedy. I mean, look at this DPS line, you know, and the support line, so incredibly greedy. I'm curious what would beat this. I don't think Sombra's good enough at this point. Maybe Widow?
Beat the Weaver comp?
Yeah. Like Freya.
In my
or something,
in
or
my
Widow.
opinion, literally like Ball Venture, but Venture probably not amazing on this map. Maybe I don't know.
I don't think Ball's that good either. Just like a legitimate, like in theory, Space Station is running the right heroes. I don't know. Because you
I
have
think
like,
Sombra should do well, no?
yeah, she should. She should. I don't exactly look at Space Station and see a Sombra player though. I mean, other than that though, I do think what Space Station's running is pretty reasonable. If not map strong, like Winston, Tracer, Kiri, it's pretty good versus his. What makes BAP so strong right now? I'm just convinced that he's strong because of like the changes around him.
God, I love it when I get the wrong order delivered to me. That's so good.
Oh no! What did you not order?
No, they just gave me the wrong shit. I just had checked my like receipt. I'm like, did I order the wrong thing? No, I ordered the right thing. They just sent me the wrong shit. Okay,
That sucks.
all right.
What did you get?
It's not less value. I ordered a burger, but they gave me a bunch of chicken, which is probably fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, so they're gonna swap off of the Ash on the retake. Sim is still freaking weird though. Like I still feel like Sim. Okay, yeah, they swap. Maybe when you add momentum here. Yeah, the healing buff's insane. But also, I mean, you're kind of seeing what's in theory good versus BAP here is all this dive crap, but I just don't think dive has been good since Freya. There's the dive. This is where BAP should struggle.
I don't know if dive is just good enough.
But you see what I'm saying, right?
They're in.
There's in theory how you beat, like how you win versus BAP Lifeweaver. You set up a dive without using any crazy cooldowns. You get the lamp, you get the pull, and then the follow up, right? And that's really hard to do. It like usually takes another ultimate, but now GK is kind of shoved into the locker now.
And you have to do that without getting punished.
Yeah,
Yourself.
exactly. That's why I'm saying like
I don't think there's
Lifeweaver
good
BAP.
punish because it's not like there's a Brig there or an Ana there or anything to like really stop you.
No,
There's no cast.
No.
So you're not diving into anything that's super scary, actually.
Yeah. I think this is definitely where, like, if NA had more confidence in Freya would, I think, do fairly well versus what Geek is running. At least on this point. Or even Space Station, to be honest.
If Freya's not banned, these guys should hate Freya. I think Lethal just can't play Freya that well compared to Soj. And I think same with Seeker. Seeker's been weak on the Freya, even when she was, like, not nerfed.
Yeah. This is interesting. This is not good from Space Station at all. That's like the two most valuable ultimates just blown for nothing. I mean, it's double support ult from Geek. Oh, actually, it's triple, so maybe it's okay. But like, I think ult economy matters way more for Space Station than Geek. Like, way more. You need a tool to close the distance, and now it's gone. If this is Geek's fight, this is the one that they need to win right here. Nothing's died, though. Kitsune is active. Sojourn ult's use lethal. Woo, CJ's one. Yeah, I get it. Kellen should die. Yeah. Okay, finally, yeah, they get it.
I think Dorado is front to back enough though that it can be hard to flank. I don't know, like it's still hard to access.
Yeah,
also, there's enough
is.
high ground that you can abuse the BAP jumping and the Lifeweaver pedals.
Yeah,
just
true.
go up and down high ground,
Agreed.
which like makes the tracers really hard to play into to try and punish.
Mm-hmm.
Who picked this map? Was Space Station, right? Because the other reason Space Station picked this map is they want to dodge the Circuit Royale. If they pick this map, you can't pick
I didn't
Circuit.
think about this. I didn't think about this. What are the other choices for maps here?
Does
anyone know?
Dorado, Circuit. In Korea, there's Shambali. What is in the EU? EU has Circuit, Dorado, Watchpoint, Gibraltar.
Interesting. Watchpoint Gibraltar here. It's interesting because I would almost said like, oh, narrative wise, do you want the most dive friendly map? But maybe you couldn't get Bliss on a good support hero if you go Gibraltar. I don't know. It's definitely better than Circuit though, for sure, if you want to play Winston. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no, Bliss. Decent trades. But that's you're kind of cooked now because that's like your whole ult bank right there. Double support ult, pulse bomb. And this is going to be pretty messy for touch because you got to worry about it now, and Seeker can just basically AFK high ground. He didn't get the OT touch. Okay, they got it. Here it is. It's a lot of space.
Oh, massive. Seeker shut down. Got it next. Yep.
Why did he rotate? What happened on that rotation? It's a good trade from Sugar Free. They should be able to hold this. Yeah. It's not a bad push.
Wow.
Yeah, not a bad push. What is Mimone going to play on defense, bro? I actually have no idea. You could legit run the sim here. It's not bad on defense.
When did he swap off the sim?
Second point when they got stuffed. They tried to snowball, it didn't work, swapped it. What do you guys think? Sem? I don't think he runs Tracer. I'd be surprised if he runs Tracer. I would also be surprised if he runs Genji, because they're probably going to run some sort of Winston Curie variant, which Genji will kind of feel bleh versus. I don't think Venture. I don't think Venture's good in first point. Yeah, they're gonna run Sim. Nice. Sim, Cass, Bap, Lifeweaver. Yeah, makes sense. Thoughts on Ash? I think Ash is fine. Probably see Sojourn Tracer. So probably the same comp on, from Space Station though. That'd be my guess. Yeah. Oh, we got comms here.
I don't want to hear like, oh, they have hazard by the way, they have hazard.
Yeah.
Don't say can't, just fucking go, okay? We're like hesitating too much on our dives. Just say, I can go this, we all follow, okay? I don't want to wait too long. They have hazard.
Unless someone screams that like they literally can't for like something, then we can just go.
They're
They're hard to touch point. They're hard to touch point.
Yeah, how's up right?
Cast,
Same Do they map Weaver?
We
can take it right side. Say quoi?
touch point.
We taking right side. I'm clear hazard. I'm clear hazard.
Just keep shooting house point.
Can you shooting full on?
Yeah, we're clear hazard.
Stutter now. We can shoot hazard. 1, 2, stutter.
I got it.
I'm dead. hazard에서 hazard.
Hazard.
Push him. Team out. Team top.
It's a good trade though.
We can go point.
They might flank with TP.
I go right under. Can you walking? You got tension. hazard. I go shoot him. You go shoot hazard. Shoot hazard.
A lot of Kellen comms I'm hearing.
Yeah, Kellen shouting it.
Just gonna take angles.
Yeah, I'm taking right side.
There's just not near enough angles here. Like Winston's trying to force point, but we have Tracer on point as well. You can't have both Winston and Tracer on point. It's pointless.
Couple of unfortunate deaths there at the very beginning, but Cover looks like he's maybe caught
That's
out.
crazy. He gets out. That's the life grip right there. Dude, Geek is so freaking good at this crossfire, man. That's so nice about the hazard too, is just how quickly he can rotate around, you know, and just always kind of contesting those buildings. Space Station's really struggling. This is good at least. This can work. This can work. If you just hold this position, it can work. They can't hold the position.
Use a few more expletives than that, but you get what I'm saying.
I'm glad you picked up on that because that was actually something that I was listening for as well and trying to see.
I'm going through this Uber support at the moment to try and get my bullshit refund.
It's fine.
I have to hate this crap, dude.
That's good luck, mate.
No,
oh
I
my
usually
gosh,
get the
the TP or the pedal.
Wow, TP. Did I?
I think he pedaled.
Get him.
But that's crazy, man. And he shuts onto Sojourn ult as well. The only weak point of Geek here is that retaking this comp is going to be horrendous. So they really need to be either have an ult bank to retake with or just not lose a fight.
Especially because you do have life grip, you've got the immortality field, you had the photon barrier.
Lamp Force, nice little angle there from Kellen. That's a really good dive from Kellen. He came from underneath from the pincer.
Okay, the villain is down. Lethal is dead. Finally.
Oh.
Downpour's gonna get used. Sugarfree tries to clean up the
Primal's used. UV's dead. Lifeweaver should be dead as well.
Nice little primal rage from Kellen. And they're gonna get it moving again.
They did get a trade on Bliss, but I don't think it matters. It's a good fight from Space Station. Alright, this is the moment of truth here. Space Station should not lose this fight. You have beat advantage, you have choke advantage. Geek can't touch this. They might not even, I mean, they might try, but like this is rough. So this has to be a hero play from Geek and have to be a choke from Space Station to lose this.
For this final point, they know that Geek doesn't have anything, so I think the sound barrier could be enough to overwhelm. That's pretty good.
Okay, push them off the TP.
Yeah, okay.
Is there a retake in there? Touching?
No,
They've lost too many.
No, yeah. It's a little awkward there, but it's good enough. My Moon might swap. Lethal might swap as well, actually, for that matter. This would be where you'd see back to Sojourn Tracer potentially, but we'll see. We're gonna stay. Okay. Interesting.
I want to believe you, but I just
Sojourn with his high ground is scary. I think with Sim, with no Sojourner, I think kind of Seeker can kind of take whatever angle he wants and hold it for a while. As long as he doesn't screw up with the TP, and no, he's fine. Surprised they're not trying to brute force top a little bit more than they are. Oh, that's a miscommunication. That's a...
Really nice boot from Bliss.
I'm back. I'm good.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
See what happens.
Trying to go for a very aggressive play. Window on the high ground.
We might see a Kitsune atop here. Lethal's just freaking hard flanking and trading. Wait, I don't... Stay Station needs to take top, man. You push the car about as far as you're going to get it. What the frick is going on here?
With the photon barrier too, it's just that another big setup combo, and with a minute and a half remaining, I almost kind of want EK to save that as the final nail on the coffin for this map.
Yeah, can I not just walk up the stairs? Not even like a huge rotation.
Yeah, you can. You just could brute force.
You just have to push it past the tree. I don't know how you beat the tree is the problem. Tree and wall here is going to be huge for GK.
Tree is really good. Old UV basic. Oh no, UV messed up. He messed up. He hit his head. Lethal gets a trade. Never mind. There's tree. There's Sojourner. The angle's good for the Sojourner, but it's too much.
He doesn't get anything.
Yeah.
He just doesn't see anybody. I think the EMP should disable the tree. Like maybe it doesn't kill the tree, but it should disable the tree.
Yeah, could be.
That would be one way. But I don't think Blizzard will nerf Life Weaver because he's already kind of shit, so they're not gonna do stuff like that.
Dude, like they have had Kitsune, Primal, Beat, Sojourner, and they cannot clear the BAP Life Weaver off of high ground. Like that is like criminal, man. Like you just Kitsune bubble on top of BAP Life Weaver and they're done, man. Like or Primal, like they've screwed this up so badly. They're gonna beat engage this, but I think there's a miscommunication. I think it. Oh no, he got it. That was scary. But still, Simwall in response, BAP point in response, high ground still not taken. You cannot push point if you don't get pressure on high ground.
The biggest one's Primal. Surely on Primal you win top, right?
Yeah. They just screwed it up. The team play has been really goofy. The rotations have been weird.
He's dead.
They're cooked.
It's
Yeah,
gone.
that's
Kellen's
it. They're
dead.
cooked. Lethal is just literally playing like a horror game for these backliners, just coming out of nowhere, just hard flanking basically this entire thing. Did you see where he was flanking? He was under like the court. Shoot, what is it called? The not this church. What is it? It's a
courtroom.
Yeah, courtroom. And he was just like
courthouse.
Yeah, a courthouse. Sorry, that's what it is. He's just like hiding in there, just all over the place. Guy's a menace. It gets just pulled out again, over and over and over again. That's just ridiculous.
I guess like he can play that because if he gets in trouble, he just gets gripped out.
Yep, every time.
So he's super safe.
Yep, every time. Every time. All right, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Sarah, what are you doing to my Twitch chat? Why are you... God, like, every time I check, you guys are talking about Symmetra, like, communication. Like, what is going on? Mr. 86,
you don't have an answer to
Thank
anything
you.
that GK are doing. No one in NA is able to beat BAP Life Weaver. GK is just looking so good. And Nightmare's a good team, but I don't know if they have the consistency to take it down, to take it to GK. You ban the Life Weaver if you're at space station, surely. New junk, actually. Yeah, Sim's got a new junk. Is Life Weaver gonna get played on new junk though? Probably not. Actually, this is not a good Life Weaver map. Hazard's maybe not a bad ban. What's Cuffer play after that? Cuffer just goes Orisa, I guess.
All right, I'm back. I've brought snacks.
We got a new junk.
We'll be chewing in our viewers' ears.
Lucio, so slowing down SSG, but love the ban here. Taking away that Symmetra, which was a pain point in map 1.
Absolutely. I think if it wasn't going to be the Hazard, I think the Symmetra also has to do it. Because I think the Symmetra was just a problem in both maps, honestly. Even on Dorado, when you had that Symmetra able to use those teleporters to close the gap, and then the Deadeye with the Photon barrier was crazy. So get rid of the Symmetra. I think that makes the pace much slower across the board. Now you don't have the teleporter to help you close the gap. You don't have Lucio either for the speed boost. But I don't think that this particular support ban actually hinders.
Do you think we'll ever see Ryan in OWCS? Honestly, no. I think he'd have to be overtuned to be seen, because he's so like foreign to like the current Brawl philosophy of like push-pull survivability.
He's got some good matchups, but you need an insane match. You need to surprise the other team.
Yeah,
like the other team has a Sigma defense, and you're just like, I'm gonna roll down a Ryan attack versus a Sig defense.
And to see like a Ryan like meta, you would have to have him just way overtuned, because people just don't play Ryan anymore, so nobody even tries. Give feedback on your last message. Is that Malga's the answer to Bap Weaver? I don't think so.
What does Malga do?
I don't know. Like, you can greed, because the whole point of Bap Weaver is that you can greed damage a ton. Like, you can get really greedy with your damage comps, and
every Malga that I've seen in the last week has been terrible. Every team that's tried to play Malga has lost.
I just think he's too weak. I mean, maybe if there's a meta that revolves around it, but then they also nerfed his cardiac for his team.
Yeah.
Well, here's your Bat Brig with the Lucio ban. Is Juno just not very strong right now? It's just Juno, because Juno's had some nerves, maybe. Because I know for a fact if this was like 2 or 3 months ago, we'd see Juno break here.
Yeah. I think Babbage is really strong, damage output, and the lamp.
Yeah, maybe that's really it. Actually, that's probably it.
We're also in like a heavy Brawl meta, and with Brawl having the Bap on the Brawl is just really strong.
Yeah, but if that's the case, then we would have seen Bap earlier. I think it's probably the Juno nerfs and also the Bap heal buffs and such. I think the biggest nerf to Juno has been her ult charge nerf. Like, you can feel it more so than any other nerf I've seen in a long time. She takes forever to build ult. Yeah, they buffed the Bap heal. Techie, thank you for the sub. There's a freaking car horn going off. Give me just a second. I'll be right back, Avril.
This map looks so foreign to me now after seeing the reworks. Like, I can't look at this map the same anymore. The new Gen 3 rework couldn't come any sooner, really.
You guys hear that? The frick, man. It's not my car, so I'm okay.
Oh,
alright, I'm back. Somebody's horns screwed up.
You haven't seen the new Junk City rework, right?
No, I haven't. We'll look at it after
I
this.
have, and after you see it, you can't look at this map the same. It's like, dude, this map looks so bad now compared to the rework.
You see, Sugar Free has good Genji skin taste. I respect that so much from him. Nihon, like a real man. None of these punk, proper copiers. Garbage taste. Shameful.
Actually, it's Nihon.
Okay, actually, I thank you for the correction. Yeah, look at this Maimon kid. Doesn't even have the guts to actually copy proper. Just a crappy Walmart, Dollar General budget.
Wait, who's proper? I haven't seen him for 3 weeks. Who's that? Where's proper?
You know, if you're SSG, this is your map, man. Cuff off of Hazard, force the Arisamir, Sugar Free, definitely better than Maimon and the Genji. Maimon whipped out the Venture, but that's the problem. Is like Maimon is not going to be the best. I don't think in any of the flankers. He just is able to play the weird one or pull it out, right?
I don't see what the Venture does here. Like, I can understand the Venture in certain matchups, but here, I'm just like, the Venture just gets
versus the Bat Brig
punished.
cast, yeah, instant death, yeah. You need speed, I think, to function with Venture because you need some sort of direct. You need like prompt.
I think you need like obvious targets. You need obvious targets you can bully.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Which actually, BAP is one of those targets.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw Sonjin fucking delete Finn earlier today. Just destroying Finn on BAP.
No, Reaper would be bad here too. Bat, Brig, Cass, Orisa, just horrible for Reaper. Literally no good targets.
What does Reaper do? What's his target? What does he shoot? You know, like
everything gets packed. You have like 3 different boops and CCs to worry about. I legit think Genji's the best hero for the situation. But the problem is that Maimon's just gonna be worse. So like you just need Geekay to like Geekay has to outplay.
Honestly,
through, like, team play. And
I think
stuff.
Sim is kind of perfect for Maimon because, like you said, he's not better than anyone else individually on any of these flanking dive DPS heroes. But on a Sim, he could be.
Yeah, could be. I mean, the problem with Sim here is that like I think I agree with you. It's okay. It's just that like it's much more broad, you know, like which is not always a bad thing with Sim, but there's a lot more movement demanded. It's not, you can't set up as easily on Flashpoint as you can with even just Oasis. Kellen chose the shield perk. Okay.
I see the Koreans play Sim here. I'm believing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. It's probably Maimon's best bet if you're not gonna play Genji.
It's just banned. That's all.
Oh, it's banned. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm sitting here.
If it wasn't banned, he'd play it.
Oh, dude, they didn't touch. What? Oh,
I love it. It's because Necris casting. She invites the C9s.
That's such a misstep there because they saw Seeker.
Ouch.
They saw that he was on the left side, or Lethal. Sorry, they saw that he was on the left side of the shield. I don't understand why you don't just step forward because there's still that big building that's kind of protecting you from that high noon. Oh man.
I'm assuming there Kellen thought he got the tap on the point. Yeah, obviously, like you said, Lethal was hanging around, popped the dead eye, and was like kind of.
Was that a felony from Kellen? Did he commit a crime again? A felony moment?
Oh, deflected javelin. I actually kind of like the javelin perk with the way that the backline is. There's not near as much push pull with the Orisa, so might as well.
Yeah, the piercing javelin.
Yeah, so there's not as much push pull, so kind of holding open space with shield, probably more so with the Bat Brig than with like Bat Lucio Juno Brig. So maybe.
I think this one in particular, like, you know,
feels more like the Overwatch 1S kind of playstyle here.
Speaking of Overwatch 1, I've been seeing a lot of Orishas take the shield perk, but they're not doing it here. I think there was like a small thing for a while. People were like, maybe I should take the shield perk, and then I realized, no, actually javelin spins better.
Mm-hmm. That's a really nice blade. If he gets any help at all, really well set up. That was actually not bad there for Maimon. That was good. That was a nice little setup there for Maimon. Rally and noon and all that space and doesn't die. Oh no! Ouch. Frick, dude.
Alright, Spaceman got another point.
There it is.
Maybe if it wasn't a C9, Spaceman could have 3-0'd this map already. They actually look better in this like mirror. When GK can't play sim and can't play like their specialty and
yeah,
a little bit of Bap Life Weaver, it's basically forcing it to like an actual normal mirror. It's kind of like what I was watching from Twisted Minds
flashback
VP.
here.
Like
flash it. What do we got? He just doesn't touch.
he's just
it.
there. He's just there. And he
doesn't
just
touch
walks
it.
away. That's hilarious, dude. That is such a felony.
I think he thought he did.
Uh-oh.
Okay, but you didn't, so it's so bad.
Whoa!
Well, I didn't expect him to.
That was good. That actually was actually. Oh no! How Sugarfree I think got javelined or something or bashed. I think he got bashed. That almost worked. They just mistimed it. If they'd pushed Blade at that same point in time, like Sugarfree right there, that would have worked. That's tragic. Like that's the kind of team play stuff I'm seeing from Space Station that Geeky does not make those mistakes most of the time. Like it's a really nice angle there from Seeker. He knows they've got no ults, like 1 into 3, and then he gets all that attention, and then Sugarfree blades once he's already dead. It's like, come on, guys, like.
Oh my god. Production doing him dirty with that one, I think, but.
Doing us great. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's cinema. Peak cinema here with the playoffs in NA.
Oh, high noon for Seeker.
Come on,
It's pretty decent noon. Got some space here.
By Bliss's shield, slowly but surely.
They didn't really. Okay, they didn't really. They messed up with the shield cycle. Oh, that's a fatter right there. Oh, he got the rally too. He got Bliss.
Oh man, Lethal's gonna play the match, isn't he?
Yeah.
Look at this guy frag out.
I think he deserved player of the match last week versus Nightmare. I was trying to not just kill feed Reed, but I legitimately think he played well. I think Kaffa always plays well, but I think Lethal played really well that match.
It has not just been an absolute slaughter as the last couple of maps have been. So there's actually like a pretty good probability that Space Station they can win this map. Jack, like it's.
How do you think Twisted Minds or Alcad would match up into the Weaver? I don't know. It's a good question.
I think the Alcaz players chose very different perks. I think Seeker went double flashbang. And the fan the hammer one. And the Lethal went literally the opposite too.
Yeah. I think the flashbang one is I think probably better. More consistent certainly. Oh, that's not
double
so
flashbang. Do both the flashbangs deal damage? So you get like double flashbang damage?
It's not double flashbang damage, but it's like 50% more if you hit both, and I think it has more range too. It's good. It's really good. I had one of my students who's in like Masters, because I used to say the roll perk was probably just good because, you know, free value consistent. But he said he went through and watched like 6 or 7 pro Cassidy POVs, and he said the amount he only saw it used once in like 6 matches, like where the roll actually they even used it. And so I was convinced. I was convinced to give it the other one a try.
The average value of the double flash is higher.
Yeah, the average value of the double flash is significantly higher, yeah.
Perfect timing there from Lethal to do that. And now you're just hoping that this is going to give you enough time that...
Kangak says, Avril, I love you. This is in my stream, my chat.
Nice.
Okay. Should be okay. Good shield reset.
Thank you.
He was waiting just long enough for Kellen's overhealth there, the golden to wear off.
Admiral should die.
Yeah, this rally is already.
Oh, they're getting split. They're chasing butterfly. This is the worst GK thing ever. There's a oh no, they got him. Okay. Freaking insanity. Oh. Messy. Oh my gosh, Lethal, dude. Oh no, the lamp is late. Kava's got to be careful here. Kava has to be careful. Wait, what the frick is Faceit doing?
Oh, normal flash is 75, second flash is 50, so you get 125 damage.
Yeah, hey, listen, this is a dire point in the match because this is last fight territory. They're gonna go in. They gotta go.
They close the distance there. Oh, that's a good high noon. Oh, they never mind. They screwed it up. Frick. It's good discipline there. Why not shared chat? What do you mean? Is that like a thing? Avril, is there like a shared chat thing? All right.
You can do a shared chat.
All right, you want to do a shared chat? Are you streaming?
Yeah, I'm streaming.
Yeah. Do you want to do a shared chat?
Wait, hold up. I mean,
All right, wait after this round. Yeah, after this round. Space Station should win this one 100%.
I just sent you an invite on Twitch. You should get a notification.
All right.
Because then you get the combined viewership as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ban Anime Gamer Go in my chat first.
Wow. Yeah, good stuff from Space Station. While Space Station should have won that one, they did. Good for them. Is the next map choice free? Like, you can do whatever you want?
No, it's, what are we, map 4?
Yeah.
The map pool doesn't reset until you finish map 5. So, yeah, you have to get, it has to be a BO7 to refresh the map pool.
How does this work? Like, I just said join, and now I'm like in this separate call thing with you.
No, mute yourself in the Twitch. This is basically Twitch's, it's their own Discord. You don't use that. We'll use Discord. And then I do this. I press the slash chat.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Okay.
We're learning.
Yeah. I was testing your knowledge. You passed.
Nice.
Nice, guys. Okay, we're gonna go back here. You hate Spilo? Hope he doesn't read this. Good news. I didn't, in not fact, read that. I am too culturally illiterate to read chat properly. I want to look back at this. I'm gonna keep going with the dev live stream because we'll have some downtime. Any predictions on player of the match? Surely Lethal. No. Wait, why am I?
Wait, I don't know if they're gonna take a break.
Not over.
I don't know when they take a break.
Oh yeah, I'm done. The match is not over. I'm just so used to seeing New Jung City in this series is over.
I haven't forgiven Avril for shilling the rivals tank design.
I dropped the script.
I think they had fun tanks. I don't know. I just felt like it was a period of time when maybe I was just super bored of the Overwatch tanks. I think, yeah, what was it? There was something about the tanks and rivals all felt like kind of individually viable. They didn't rely on that much teamwork requirement from your supports or other players to like enable you. Whereas like maybe I'm just biased towards heroes like Ryan, where like you just can't even play this hero unless your whole team is literally just pocketing you.
Yeah, that's
whereas like rivals tanks is self-functioning.
Hey man, I'm gonna have my smug moment again because I freaking criticized the tank and support design. And I was crucified like 2 weeks in. Everyone was too high off the copium.
Marvel?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you weren't allowed to criticize anything. You couldn't say anything.
I got death threats off of that video. I got more death threats off that video than anything else I've done.
Why are people so? I don't know. I don't get why people are so invested in such a tribalistic manner. It's like, oh, you said minor criticism about my video game. Yeah. I'm gonna send you death threats. Like, what is this response? Like, the problem what is the proportionality here?
See, I made the mistake of assuming that like constructive criticism would be useful. You know, I think it was a little bit more. It was more of a stream segment, so it wasn't as well. I will say it was not like me sitting there for hours and like positively construing things. But I think I was pretty fair with my criticisms. But you know, it is what it is. I warned them about this stuff like on the alpha. Like people were like, "Oh, you never gave Rivals a chance." It's because like alpha, beta, I put like 40 something hours into the game.
It's because if you have eyeballs and you know how to look into the future and you understand at least a minimal amount of game design,
right,
and you can see the pitfalls of design, it's not hard to predict things. I feel like a lot of people can only see like, I don't know, 1 or 2 feet in front of them, like arm length in front of them. They just don't have the ability to see further into the future and just use logic to say like, hey, if this is like potentially problematic design, what does this look like in 6 months? It's all it is, and people just don't have the ability to do that.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing is, it's like you've done these games before, kind of a joke, right? Because if you've played enough games and you've been kind of involved in the headspace enough, you kind of start to see patterns. Like, okay, this is really fun right now, but eventually
pattern recognition. Anybody?
Yeah. I had this conversation with my brother-in-law a few weeks ago, and we were saying like the most replayability thing ever is competitive integrity. Like you look at a game like chess, right? Like anything that has like competitive integrity, that's like the number. It's not necessarily new content, although that definitely helps. It's not necessarily roguelike elements, although that definitely I'm sure helps. It's competitive integrity because there's the idea of like, oh, I can do that, but I can do it better, right? And if you're cheated of that like decision-making process because you don't actually know if you can or not, it's not great. It's not like there isn't a skill curve with Rivals at all. It's not what I'm saying. It's like it's not always intuitive as to what that skill curve is, roguelike chess.
Oh, you dropped out of the collab, by the way. You dropped out of the collab for some reason.
Oh, I did? Wait,
Yeah.
how? Frick, hang on.
I don't know.
Just send it again.
I'll send it again, yeah.
I said something about rivals and then freaking Amazon didn't like it.
I do like that everyone, after like 6 months, after everyone realized they've lost like 80, 70% of their player base, all the shit talking from the rival side has just disappeared.
Wait, I'm back.
Like,
So
you
how
don't-
do I do it?
you-
Oh, shared chat
I've done
started.
it for you.
Okay, thank you.
You don't have any of this like brain dead, like my game is better than your game behavior from the
True.
rival side anymore.
True. People that like rivals
I
are
was
playing
fighting
rivals.
against that for
People that like
so long.
Overwatch are playing Overwatch, and that's that.
I had people coming, I'm streaming Overwatch, and I had people show up to my stream and say, why are you playing this? Why are you watching this? Rivals is better. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
who the
everybody,
fuck are you?
everybody,
Like, what the fuck is
everybody
this?
dealt with that with months. Yeah, YouTube comments,
It's
whatever.
just like the
yeah.
most, it's just the most psychopathic behaviors. Like, who does this?
Yeah.
Who thinks to themselves, oh, this is how I'm going to use my time today? Like, what the fuck? It was so crazy.
This trailer is so confusing. While we're being grumpy and critical old men, this trailer is so confusing. I think this is the one I'm thinking of. Do you see the new season 17 or whatever trailer? It's like, what am I watching?
Yeah, this is the one, right?
The director's take was really good. It's really cool, but I'm like, this is great. I have no idea what I'm watching.
This is Hanamura. We haven't seen Hanamura in so long.
Yeah.
It does start like kind of spooky. Like, oh, is this a Halloween trailer?
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's not October yet.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play Junkrat in Stadium and throw 20 million balls. Shoot 10 grenades at a time.
my YouTube chat. Hey, Spilo, doing my monthly check-in to see if you've used the toilet cowboy style yet.
Wait, what's that? What the fuck is that?
Dude, the worst part
funniest
about
part-
it is, I know because I remember this freaking dude from a month ago, and I had to look it up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I hadn't. So now I actually remember, and no, the answer is no, I have not had the chance to use the toilet cowboy style yet.
This is the new map, by the way. They're showing it here. Now, my favorite. I looked at the YouTube comments for this trailer. My favorite comment was someone saying, "Oh, finally, a Kiriko and Juno skin." It's just like, oh, thank God. I was
Was your
afraid they were gonna
sarcasm
put it
meter
in there.
broken, or was it like a legitimate comment?
No, that was just a funny sarcastic comment in the YouTube.
Oh, I see.
In the YouTube comments, I was just like, oh, it's good. It's good. It's funny because they always get skins and they deserve
Yeah.
it, but it is funny.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny as
Yeah.
fuck.
Money talks when it comes to cosmetics.
Give me 1 second. Let me just put something
Yeah,
away.
And Rivals Groot is unplayable without being picketed as well. Man, I hate when I'm being picketed as a tank, bro. Chill out, guys. I'm doing the best I can. Stop picketing me. I know what you mean, but it sounded funnier that way. Coliseo. Sojourn? Maybe? What would you play here? Is it just gonna be a Risamir again? The Moira ban is to protect as support for sure. I don't know if that would be Lucio or if they've got a Lifeweaver strat coming up or what. Probably just to kind of keep them in the flexibility. Hazard ban makes sense. Yeah, you could play Sim here. I would still be surprised by it, but you could. Let's see.
This Moira ban, however, we've seen Moira before.
I mean, yeah. This is okay. This matchup can work. Sim, Cass, Bap, Lucy with the Ram. Maybe. Shut up, Sarah Lee. Just because it's a shared chat. It's like, new victims. All right, off angle watch. Who's going to control left? Probably Cass Lucio. Yep, Cass Lucio. Yeah, this is a shared chat, so you've got a new audience there. Knock yourself out, mate.
Oh no, the map that doesn't have glass. Fuck.
Yeah,
Put the
what are
glass
we gonna
back in.
do?
Put the glass back.
Look at that rotation that they're doing with the Sojourn. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how open that space is. Ah, it's just beautiful.
Wait, who's doing what rotation?
They were using the open space, the space station. Their Sojourn crap was.
Oh.
Yeah, like right there. That pick. It's from the flank. Forgot about the glass, just as intended. It's been psyoped off your brain. It doesn't exist.
I have an idea for a new hero. I think they should add a hero in the game that like the glass blower. Or what's the job for people that put up glass? Like in a house?
I don't know, man. The glass placement officials.
Glass guy. The glass, yeah, I don't know. And all they do is they make glass. It's like a symmetric character, but it's not a symmetric wall that you walk through. It's like a hard wall that you can't shoot through it, you can't walk through it, and their whole thing is like just put up walls like that. That's their entire.
So
like,
you're saying like we're gonna have like double shield with the DPS now.
I'm gonna do this. Job will you install glass? What is this called?
Kitsune?
A glazier. Oh,
a glazier?
A glazier.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was just a Gen Z joke. I'm not gonna elaborate on that. So somebody in my comments said that, or one of your chat or whatever. I was like, oh no, one of these freaking idiots. But that's actually what it means.
That's what they call it. The glazier's job is to put up glass.
All right.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna do.
It sounds so nice. I've just been ruined by brain rot.
Thank you, TikTok. Thank you, Gen Z. No, it's not Avril. Guys, I'll let you know. I'll let you know when.
Yeah, what is the Avril theory?
You have to have a 100-meter gap. People think, oh, you hit 100 meters, Avril theory. So no. It has to be a 100-meter gap. So if you hit 100, the other team has to have 0.
Oh
right?
no! Oh, they need to win this fight, Geek. Okay, they're gonna win this fight. Avril theory is the person who pushes more on push wins.
Avril theory is the team that's currently winning is probably gonna win.
Your Lovance command? What is Lovance?
No, don't ask. I don't know what that is, and I'm not gonna find out. Why is my 7 TV off? Why is my 7 TV? I can't see 7 TV.
What is Lovance? See, this is what happens. There's something like Glazier is like perfectly innocent, but Lovance sounds vaguely fine, but apparently it's suspicious.
Oh, there it goes. My 7 TV is back. That's good.
My moon disappointed you? Okay. We're working on the developer live stream, me and Avril. We're about like a third of the way through, you'd say, yeah? Maybe half?
Well, they do 3 maps, so yeah, we're about 1 map out of 3. Yeah.
Kitsune from top. Sojourn takes angle. Baps low. See, here's the thing with Yugike. In these fights, with these like the beat and the Kitsune and stuff, I think you're just gonna lose every time. But can you get trades, you know? Answer is no. They cannot. Oh, yes, he can. Perfect timing.
What time are you at? I think I'm at the wrong time.
I'm at 6:08, 7, 6.
I'm so far behind you for
5.
some reason.
I'll pause.
I'm at 14, 13, 12, 11. This is 6, 610, 69, 68, 67, 66, 65, 64, 63, 602, 601, 6, 559, 58, 57. Am I still counting?
Yeah, keep counting because mine jumped ahead for some reason.
53, 52, 51, 50, 49.
Dude, I keep pausing mine. Okay, so we're going to have to figure this out because I keep pausing and repausing and it jumps forward. You can't do that on Twitch, bro? What do you mean I can't do that on Twitch, bro? Do I have to go to YouTube?
I'm watching on YouTube. Let me do it. I can speed up for you. What are you at?
I'm at 19, 18, 17, 16, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 9, 8.
I'm slow to catch it up.
7, 6, 5, 4.
Okay,
3.
we're about the same.
Okay, close enough.
We're about there now. We're about there.
Yeah, we chose the wrong. I should have gone YouTube. That's my bad. Oh, nice.
I go YouTube so I can like pause and rewind and shit.
It's just better. I'm just brain rotting. I should be on YouTube.
This guy's supporting Amazon instead of supporting Google.
Yeah, my bad.
My mega corporation is better than yours.
Isn't that like how
I support Wayland
phone
Yutani.
fans?
My mega corporation is better than yours. You support Umbrella Corp? Ha! loses, wait on Yutani clears.
This feels like a Ray Bradbury sketch or something.
They just try to sneak it away. But now again, Space Station tries to start to make up for a little bit of that lost time. But Geeky are back already. Another sound barrier for them. Amplification matrix.
My $1 trillion company's better than yours.
Kitsune, Bap window, Bap. That's a good layering of ult there from Geeky, but they need to kill something here.
They're dropping more. They're dropping more. Double dink.
It's fine if you win. If you win this fight, it's fine. It's worth. But they need to win the fight.
I don't know about this. I don't know about this OC. Seeker is shooting into wall a lot, and his OC's gone now. Okay.
I think the wall is used to counter. Oh.
No, he OC'd after the wall, I think.
Who he did? Oh,
pretty sure he did.
Dude, what? Like I'm telling you, this guy is insane. One lapse in concentration, and Lethal's just teleported.
He was not this good this time last year.
Yeah. And the worst part about it is that that could have been like a really good ult trade for Space Station, like, but they also use Pulse and OC and Kitsune and.
By the way, I just realized, why is there a Moira ban? I just saw that.
It's support protect for Geeky.
Okay.
It's support protect, yeah, for the Lucio stuff, yeah.
Well then, I see. Yeah, because Kellen was gonna play Winston. They could play Brigana, of course.
Enough. Lethal needs High Noon here. Lethal's not gonna get High Noon.
Nice speed engage.
Mm-hmm. It's the fight that you need to win a Space Station.
I don't know. Do you think Cast gets outranged on this map? I feel like this map is.
Yes and no. Like you can play short angles to avoid the Sojourn, and also the fall off buff that he got like a few weeks ago is pretty significant.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's more like Lethal's not really contesting Sojourn right now. He's just taking every angle that Sojourn is not.
Like Lethal was on Spitfire. I totally forgot. What the fuck?
Yeah.
This guy was on Spitfire for like 2 days, right?
No, he was a couple months. Like he was signed pretty early on. And then just didn't end up working out because it was also like that was the hardcore Tracer Sombra meta as well, which was let's just say not
2022?
3. Because that was the semi-year for that was when Spitfire picked up
3 is 3 was the Atlanta Reign super team, yeah. And that's the Sombra meta. Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
This is good from Space Station. This is a dangerous spot for Geeky because they don't have much coming up immediately. Kaffa is just okay. So wow, he's.
Okay, I'm seeking.
Oh, 2.
Kaffa's dead.
Geeky got
there it is.
Cap,
You
but
can flip now. You can flip now.
Yeah. And they get space off of it too. They need to support this angle. Yeah, because they need to make this retake impossible. Just careful of teleport. They're gonna flip. They're gonna use the new rotation.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're flipping.
Simwall stones.
Dead again.
Yeah, but it's okay. But it's okay. He forced the flip though. He forced the flip and the bubble and everything. It's good. It's good. Totally worth. This is good for Geeky. They just break bubble, then beat.
Let's fight.
They needed to get out of that room sooner. You need to beat now.
Oh, the sound barrier doesn't hit Lethal. Trade for Seeker?
Yeah, they get the trade.
Trade for Blitz, even better?
Yeah. This is still okay for Geeky. He's cooked. Dude, Space Station muffed that up so bad. They got the kill on Lethal, but for some reason the rest of the backline was still accessible. They just needed to let them flip the point. Don't die.
Tempo beat.
Yeah. That's still good for Geeky though, because they have to worry about point. I'm frozen on Twitch. Whoops.
Did they prime mode for this?
Yeah, you had to.
Kellen's priming, trying to keep this point alive.
Yeah, Geeky should win this. This point is impossible to hold with high ground.
No, I think GK got it. I think it's done. Kellen doesn't have health. Seeker's dead. They just don't have enough. Kellen's gonna die. Yeah, they don't have it. They don't have any sustain now. To stay on the point. That is.
It's good. It's good try.
Dunzo! Is it GK or GK? I like saying GK.
You're the same kind of person that says GIF, not GIF.
I say GIF.
You do? I don't buy
I
it.
say GIF.
I don't buy it. All right, play the match.
I say
Has to be-
potato.
Why are you so handsome
I say
today?
tomato.
Any ideas, guys? Can you guys stop simping for your own streamer? Listen, my stream was simping for Avril, so it's only
Wait, how does
fair.
your hair look today?
What is it?
How does your hair look today?
It's pretty
I
bushy.
didn't even look.
It's pretty bushy. Here. Here, see? Wait. Yeah, see? It's doing things.
Okay, all right.
It's a
Very
bush.
broccoli looking.
Yeah. See, I'm not a
cauliflower?
trend chaser. I had bad taste for a long time, so. All right, I'm gonna look at this developer stream here.
For like all players, but some
All right.
players would.
You gotta
I don't
stream
wanna
it to me
I'm not
again?
calling anybody out.
Oh yeah. Hang on. Let me restart this stream. Wait, I am streaming it. You just have it shut down or whatever. It's in through Discord.
Oh right, yeah. Okay, I'll rejoin it
Yeah.
then. I'll rejoin it then.
It's fine.
But-
it's fine. You can call me out. It's
Wait a
fine,
minute.
it's
Whoa,
fine.
whoa, whoa. You're watching this on the dude. You know there's a YouTube stream of this, right? You're even watching this on Twitch.
Okay. I mean, to be
Holy
fair, this was what was
dog you in the
linked.
back pocket.
This was what was linked in my Discord. So like putting 2 and 2 together,
Oh.
that's an extra step.
Bezos got your ass big time. Holy.
Sometimes you win a point, and then a diagonal point would unlock, and then some of your team would go one way. Basically, people would like split
Me
up
when
into
Bezos is my
groups,
dad.
which we don't like. We want people to kind of stick together. And then sometimes people, even though we have a giant like this is the enemy.
I
forward
aspire to
spawn
have
symbol,
hair
some
like
players
him.
Just run like directly across the forward spawns, and then get killed, and then your team yells at you, and then we're basically like we're just trying to like reduce that a bit, and we think the removing the diagonal runs helps a lot.
I love it. Let's jump into New Junk City because I know that there was quite a bit of changes on this map.
The new junk changes
Okay,
are
these are
insane.
Yeah.
Where did you start? What were the problems you were identifying early on?
This is a crazy map. It's like no surprise, like people.
Cheers,
dislike
Anime
the
Gamer
map.
Girl.
So basically, we sat down, like really looked at it, and so much as Cervasa, a lot of it's just like we're just
You
trying
got
to
liquid. I mean,
let players
liquid.
know what they are, because one of the biggest things is just like you get lost so easily in this
Barely.
map. And a lot of it was just like things blended together. Just the routes, like people weren't sure where to go. There's too many options for them, and so a lot of it's just like grand entrances, simplifying paths. We changed some of the color coding for the art, and we're just you'll see when we do the
We have some
Yeah,
before and after
yeah,
shots that we can pull up here.
Yeah, we'll do the before and afters. Yeah, so
Yeah.
here's an example.
So tall.
Yeah, here's an example of like when you spawn, you get out of the spawn point, you have the hammer mill main path is around the corner, but again, it's just like you can't see where you're supposed to go, and like the walls are so high that people would actually get lost around here by spawn, which is we didn't find ideal. Like we want you to know exactly where you are, and sometimes people would get lost where like which side of the map was I on? Like am I on my side of the map or am I on the enemy side of the map if they're by these buildings? And part of that too is just like you don't have any like POIs or like focal points in the distance or in the sky to look at, and so
If somebody doesn't know what a POI is.
point of interest.
Fantastic.
So just like a big object that you can follow. And so
Whoa.
yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Just
Holy crap!
Look at
what
that. Look at that.
happened?
Look at that. Do it before and after. Look at that
there's,
shit.
like, new bomb
Holy.
point right there.
The big thing here is like with the coloring is like look at how more brightly the main path is lit. You see it? So like the height contributed to it with the shadows, but there's a lot more clarity about where you need to go. Like there's no guesswork. That's crazy.
Oh,
It's also just
yeah, so-
opened up,
just-
so like
It is.
it's just not as a
a bunch of the
congested little alley.
And so because like the new bomb flats point right there, it has a really cool big bomb.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, we couldn't really see it because the buildings are too tall. So it's just really like, I want you to see where that is. Just really want to just like reduce some of the size of these buildings. Added a door there to give like so because before too you had to run around the building, which was a little awkward. So had a little cut through there. And if we can go to the next slide.
So the points or the entrances to the points should be the tallest thing, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. We want the points to be the tallest. But then
If
they're
you
competing
think
with some of the
Servar
other
said
side
changes,
buildings.
New Junk City is a brand new map.
And then here's an example of like.
You're not ready for this.
a
You're not
grand
ready for this
entrance
one.
we
This
made
is
with
insane.
Before,
Right, I'm trying to think. Okay, so this is like the path to high
So
ground,
this is
which
the
is like
mid-
the nasty
so-
little
so-
choke.
So this
then
is
there's-
like their quote unquote main entrance, which to me was also always the side entrance.
Yeah.
So if you think about it like going to Ducks, it's you know when you get to the end of the bridge and you keep going, there's like the ramps, two stairs going down.
Yeah, this is the point with like the
It's that area.
The bridge is wide open, right over point, like wide open, naked, exposed, right?
So you
That
see
point.
that like small square opening next to the blue opening, the one in the middle.
Yeah.
You go through there, and then you see the stairs going up, and then on the top is the bridge.
Yeah. It's really bad that like this kind of goes to show that this was kind of a miss, because I legitimately for a second was taking a second to try and remember which point this was. You know, like I actually couldn't immediately place it. Like
so when you got to this
exactly, because it all looks the same.
Confusing. Like you don't really know where you're supposed to go here.
There's a lot of entrances.
There's ducks in a lot of spaces.
Yeah, people go to that little where the little.
And I don't think I've ever
there,
seen
like,
these signs, the purple and blue at the top. I just straight up
because no one looks up. No one ever looks up.
And the problem with this point is there's like 3 entrances right here, and nobody knows what's on the other side of it. Like you can't really tell what's going to happen until you go in there, for better or worse. And so if you can go to the next slide. Whoa. Just like wait.
What?
Look at that.
Wait, hang on. What? Okay, hang on.
Look at that. Holy. Completely different, dude. Completely different.
Okay, so the access is so much easier, basically. It's much more open. Transitioning towards point feels like it's going to be a lot easier. And the high ground is going to be a lot more contestable. And this often point boils down to who got there first, because it's really easy to shove any choke in. Like there's no real point here that dodges the choke. But holding here first doesn't matter as much because there's so many different ways to approach it.
You want to know what this is like? Our reaction to this, and chat's reaction is like, oh my god, wow, holy. This is maybe a little bit out of pocket, but this is like watching one of those plastic surgery shows. They do the before and after. Oh my god, it's a completely different person. Or some like a Biggest Loser.
Oh my gosh.
Some Biggest Loser where they just drop like 3 people from their body. It's like, oh, what am I looking at?
And now it's the purple point too. So it's they've also you know.
They're so cool.
Yeah, I like the fans.
Like it's like I guess they're getting the coloring here, right? So like now this is the
When you
purple
said,
one.
hey, I'm making grand entrances, you really said, I'm
Yeah,
making
they're trying to make every
like,
point
we had the
color-coded
where, like, they
so
couldn't
that
tell
you
the
know
difference
you're on the
between
purple point now.
It's just all scrap metal.
My friend thinks Valorant is more
and
similar to
I mean,
Overwatch than
it's
Rivals.
just
Is
city,
late
that's
stage
typically
brain
all,
rot?
that's
I don't
their
know.
aesthetic. But it's just hard to differentiate what's what. So like updated a lot of, like you can kind of tell here, like just like push the colors a lot more, gave it a grand entrance. And this one was really interesting too, because for a while I was kind of like hitting my head against the wall, like, hey, how can I, what would happen is people get in big fights right outside the entrance or like at the entrances, and we're just having trouble. Like we call it staging areas, where you're basically going up to a point and your team posts up and you kind of have a fight before you get onto a point. But what would happen on this point is there'd be 2 staging areas. So basically everybody push up to a point, have a big fight, and then push up again to the point and then kind of have another fight. And so I was having trouble kind of figuring out what to do, because essentially for the old, like, why don't you just like chop off a chunk of the building and make it outside, because the thing is,
Yeah, it's ducks, not ducks.
For players to push.
This is way more open now.
Yeah.
We have
Every time you go into the point, it's like, where are the ducks? I was promised ducks. Where's the quacking?
So Refinery is the one where there's like the hole in the middle of point.
So,
yeah, it's the green one.
It's still choker watch, like we just saw it here, but this choke is pretty nasty here.
Played the game a million times. I was going
very
there.
deceiving.
Wait for this. Wait till you see how many pounds this map just dropped. This.
Yeah, just again, we're just pushing the colors. We're pushing the game.
This is a classic example of also like horrendously wasted space. Like look at this first like little, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but like this mega health pack, you know, right under the Refinery sign.
Dude, I've never been there. I've genuinely never been there.
I've used
ever.
the health pack many times, but like the fact that it's like its own little room is like, it literally, you could just take a buzzsaw and just cut off the entire hunk of metal there and throw it in the garbage and nobody would miss it. It's just there because it's there.
I didn't even realize there was a room. I didn't even know there was a pack in there.
Yeah,
I've genuinely never been to that room ever.
I think there's a pack.
I've never had a reason to go there.
Yeah, there's really no reason to go there.
A million times.
So, yeah. Okay, so now this is the green point, and there's multiple lines of entry. It's a bit more open. You could look at how much bigger the door is. It's like, what, 50% wider as well on both sides?
We called it, I don't know canonically what it is. Their fuel, I'm guessing. I just call it the
Miranda tell us later.
Yeah, Moreno gives update. But
I thought
just
it was like sewage, but I guess that would be wrong. I am not narrative.
I hope not, because we added a lot of it.
Okay, great.
Freaking Macon. This is the sewage point. I love that, guys. My favorite point in Overwatch is the human feces point. I love that. Guys, tapping feces.
He doesn't call it Refinery. He calls this point sewers.
Let's
really?
It's funny that they have their own. Yeah.
Well,
Whenever
they call it sewers. I mean,
Megan's
Megan's not that wrong, you know? Like,
on some of these points and see what we can see.
The poo-poo point.
Poo-poo point, yeah.
So this left door, they don't go in the left door, but that left door is new.
spawn right now, right?
Yeah.
Like outside of it, so you know everything's cut down.
I don't know where that goes.
Yeah, so everything's cut down.
Yeah.
Just like made everything streamlined.
Seems like
and
a
just
back
easier for you
way.
to get.
So I think this goes to the point on the cross, the point where there's a, it's co-side, okay, right? You know where that is. And it's the one that doesn't have the wide, flat high ground. You know the open point on co-side? And then there's the closed point on closed side. Not like closed, but has like a roof, you know? This
Not
one,
really, but I'm sure I'll figure it out.
yeah. Chat, what is it? It's okay. So the 2 points that we haven't seen yet, right?
So either scrapyard or bomb flats.
Yeah. Okay, so scrapyard or bomb flaps.
One
of them is open. Just it's the point itself is just a big fat freaking square. Bam. Then there's one that has like a little thing in the middle and has like a little overhang over it. You know?
That's bomb flats.
That's bomb flats. Okay, so this left here is like a shortcut to bomb flats because if you look right down the middle,
Yeah, because there's the
path,
bomb flats right ahead of us.
Yeah. Bomb flats is right there. So this is like a shortcut to wrap around to the flank of bomb flats. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so everything's cut down. Just like made everything streamlined and just easier for you to get.
Bomb
closer
flats,
to
what
the
do you do?
points. So here's one of the.
I love this area now, George.
Yeah, so this is one of the changes what you made.
Wow, this is so much
there
more
used to be,
open.
they
They lost the
There used to be a pit.
the
and a
pit.
bridge.
Yeah, the pit's gone. The pit's gone. I didn't mind the pit to be honest because it was like a nice pathing route for flankers. This is gonna feel a little bit worse. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
for
they
flankers.
explain why they got rid of the pit, and it's because I'll let George do it, but this makes the entry more like approachable now. The pit made this entry completely
Awkward.
useless, and no one ever used it. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That's why they removed it.
I actually like that area in the micro. Like as a level designer, I'm like, oh, it's a really interesting.
Yeah, he says he likes the pit.
Space, except for it just the way it played out is people kind of got caught in there, and then it just took people a while to get to the point. You felt a little unsafe here, and nobody ever used the entrance of the bomb flats to the left. Like nobody, or if you could rotate the other way, thank you. Like nobody would ever go over here, and so basically we're like, well, we want people to use this area.
It's true. I've never used it.
Also,
I never go this way.
know there's a giant bomb above the point. So we just put a bunch of.
I didn't know either. I had no idea there was a giant bomb above the
A
point.
gray box geo, and I'm like talking to artists like, oh, I don't know what we should have here, like these bombs right here to the left.
This cover here is like a lot more open right here on this left side. There used to be a lot bigger. I'm pretty
like,
sure.
I'm not sure. Like in my head, I'm like, oh, it's just gonna be like little houses or something. And then artists are like, what about bombs? Like, what about more bombs? Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, this
I love
is
when my
like
developers
a junker
participate in
map.
war
I
crime.
feel like somewhere Junkrat was very excited about that visual direction. More bombs.
But a change we did for this map was we kind of just made these like big stacked bombs.
Is that under area? Was that there before? That's new,
Yeah,
right?
it was. No, it's not new. I think it's like a mini under there, but yeah, you never seen.
I've never used it. I've just never been there.
Yeah,
it's there.
For that, on the sides of the map. I actually brought it up like 1 to 2 meters. Like if you can go to the side a little bit. Yeah, over here. So basically, like these recessed areas used to be 1 or 2 meters lower. Like I actually think they used to be closer to this floor, closer to you. And so what happened was, people would be at the high ground at the main entrance, and then you would actually be really, really far vertically from the opposing team. And so they actually be like weird fights
These
that happen
silence
here.
are much more open.
So basically, pulled up a little bit. It's still recessed. You're just much closer vertically from each other. And just
I think there used to be a lot more cover here on the side entrances.
Like, kind of, like because of that, the lower area, it was hard to see everything.
What about the cover on this point? Feels like there's some. You changed that up a little bit, or is it just the aesthetic that's like throwing me off now?
I think that
there was definitely more cover. There's definitely more cover. So you see like the 1, 2, 3 bombs on the left side of our screen. The one that's up top, the little one with a bomb poking out at the top, that used to be way bigger, way taller, way bigger overall.
No, the cover.
The cover. Yeah, I mean, it's mostly just the sides right
But I think
here,
they used to be. You see that like red bomb at the bottom? I feel like that used to be bigger. There used to be more cover there.
Yeah,
the point itself is more or less the same, like the center point. And also, I don't know if you noticed, but we got rid of a lot of trash and junk because we just had like a ton of sand and actual like trash piles everywhere, and we got feedback that people are like, this just feels like really visually busy. I don't know where I am. I don't like looking at it. And so like for
is
this
this
one,
the
we just,
red point? Like what
reduced a
point
ton
is
of
this?
sand,
It feels
kinda
like
made
the
it
red
much
point, I
more
guess.
Just like the
Maybe.
simplified.
Yeah,
like,
it would be
visual
red.
Spaces you're like running around it.
They just didn't add enough red. I think they should add more red.
I think it plays pretty well.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's
not
you don't have,
Avril's
like,
chat,
a
it's just the
different
same
anymore,
person.
Which is like one of the more awkward spots. And basically people actually come in the main.
You're gonna have to
entrance
count for
now,
Anime
which is
Gamer
nice.
Girl's
Before, it
sins,
used to be
Avril.
the side entrances only, which
I
we
just
wanted to fix.
I should have banned her
I
again.
thought the
Or
side
banning.
entrances were the main entrance, and the main entrance was the side entrance.
Yeah.
So that's
This is exactly what Megan said.
Even though there's,
What
like,
she
that
said
mega
is
there,
exactly
there's,
how I
like, some gameplay
feel.
that happens
I
over
didn't.
here, but
I always
kind
thought
of
the
like
side
that
entrance was the
other
main
alternate
entrance,
route, like
and
Yeah.
vice
there,
versa.
but
Yeah.
It definitely didn't get as much play as the sides.
Let's jump to another point because I want to hear more on like what you've done with some of these other points. Whee!
Let's go to the junkyard.
Heck yeah.
Pretty sure it's actually scrapyard,
go
but
to, like, the
it's,
side entrance.
it's funny that George designs the map.
Yeah.
He just has his own names. Oh, this is new. Yeah, this is new.
Oh, look at the sauce. So much less congested there.
So this was a huge choke right here, and essentially, like I was saying, and sorry, I was like distracted by the boxes flying.
Yeah,
I was like, what is that?
Is that new?
No, it's in there.
Okay. That distracted
there's
me
so
as
many
well.
like low.
And I think these little signs here are new too. I think they're taller.
Like this sometimes.
On either end of the high ground.
Down a little bit. So this area right
tires.
here where the tarp is. Was a huge choke point for players. Like basically fights would just be dictated right
Wait till you see the right side.
And so just push that out a ton, made it like a lot less choky for players. And also right there, part of it too was there is
oh my gosh, look at that! I see it.
But I added a ramp so you can actually go to that middle point because before there used to be like if you look down, like right here, yeah. So you can actually come down here and rotate on the point and rotate around the space. Before it used to be a drop off.
Yeah,
you have to commit by dropping off into the middle spot, which people don't, it's dangerous to do it. And so basically just kind of adding these ramps in here.
Or to approach that, you had to, like, if someone was on that high ground, you had to, like, burn, like, an ability, a movement ability or something to get up there, right?
Yeah, so you can just rotate around this whole area, like, a lot nicer.
Well, they remove verticality because they want people to, like, play there, be more accessible so people actually use it. No one uses those areas otherwise.
Yeah, there you go. So it was kind of an awkward space. There's two big ramps that used to be there, like, really, really big. And so basically teams didn't want to come through the main entrance and go through those ramps because you felt like you were unsafe.
Yeah.
Because of the drop down, you couldn't rotate back up. And so essentially just simplified it, still a little bit of high ground. One ramp down the middle, and it's just you have a lot more options to kind of rotate around.
So much more clean, honestly.
Yeah, because it was one of those, like, just like the new bomb flats, just want people to approach from this direction as well instead of the side doors.
This point's been a lot of fun to play in playtests. Just being able to get on the point more easily, not being nailed at that choke.
Yeah.
But I really love, speaking of grand entrances, the hammer mill is just a lot more noticeable now too.
So orange, I guess, then?
Boom, that entrance just feels...
That last point was orange, hammer mill is blue. I never knew it was called hammer mill. I always thought it was called arena.
Example of that door is a lot wider than it used to be. And if you can go into the door, Katie. Yeah, so
look how big it is now.
Yeah, they widened
way bigger. Door to left, bigger. Wall on the other side of the pipe, bigger. Like all the walls, pushed it out. Just a lot more space in here for you to get in and out.
Yeah, this room was so congested.
Yeah,
so many fights took place in these rooms as well.
Basically, you wouldn't get trapped in there as much.
Yeah, everyone's been in there, just like just like very claustrophobic
Is it,
at times.
am I crazy, or is there slightly more cover on point too? Like slightly more. Like these little overhangs are slightly closer together.
And then
I
one
might
of
be
the things
crazy.
on the point
Can't you
itself
break
that I
those?
think
That's
is
not real
great.
cover, is it? You can punch those, no?
No, not these big things. No.
No, the small railings. Yeah, you punch the small railings.
railings. You can.
The lower level now is it's connected, correct?
Yep. So
lower level's connected. Okay, that's good. Because this little space here in the middle, like right behind the bot on point, was like isolated.
It's a dead end, right?
It was a dead end. Yeah.
Connected all of the
Fucking Marvel Rivals design.
Yeah. Call this area. Don't look at that black wall. It's in progress. But it just connected all of this.
That's good.
Together.
That's really good. That's
right
really
here,
nice.
This used to exist like at the point, but it was kind of an awkward spot. Like I feel like I would only go there.
It's one of those
if I was
things.
dying
That's
or
another one of those points, like the previous Survasa one, where it's like I didn't understand why that was closed off.
It was very bad.
So I'm glad they're
for me, and I was
fixing
just
it.
Kind of like, oh god.
And if you go into the wrong one, you're trying to run away, and there's actually not an exit.
Yeah, so it's interesting because it adds more options for people to rotate around there, and so
Black hole of death is intentional. Yes.
Itself, which is nice because usually what happens is people kind of being like it'll just be like this kind of like push and pull from the high ground and low ground, and so there's just more options on the low ground now, so it plays a little nicer, and it just kind of your mental map's a little better, I would say, because sometimes like you go in there and it feel like you should be able to move around, but it didn't. Like the underground space didn't quite make sense how it fit together, and so I think this helps a lot.
I think
agreed, George.
Opening it up.
Your point to like I only go in there when things are really bad, like I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Is usually, and I usually always picked the wrong one, and I went, oh snap, I can't get out this way. Guess I'm gonna die.
And can we go to the ducks point now?
We'll make our way over there.
Oh, that's right, because we didn't even look at the
as we
points.
play
You just
through,
looked at the
what were
external.
the big challenges with, what did you run into, or some things you tried during this map in particular that were just harder or didn't work out?
Yeah, this map is just kind of hard. Like everything's so big. if that makes sense. Basically, it's just like there's just like so much competing information with each other, and I think it's just the nature of like having everything made out of junk, and so kind of pushing the themes of everything a little bit more helped a lot. Like the goo with the sewers, which you look at the bit.
Yeah,
all the bombs,
every
the bomb
single
blasts,
external
like,
point
just
looked
kinda make
the
junkyard
same
feel a little
before.
more like a junkyard. because sometimes they blend together. And,
So yeah, it's not
in 2v2
all
we,
completely
push the colors
color-coded,
a
but
lot
also,
more,
like,
so, visually you're like,
item,
oh, like this color is like the same as the other
ducts,
ones.
air, sewage,
yeah,
bomb.
Just, like, I want, like, if you were in the streets between points, same thing with like Surabasa, sometimes you'd be like, wait, am I on this side of the map or the other side of the map? And some people just get turned around or go through the wrong door. And so we're just trying to like make these big like visual focal points in the sky that you could, you know, exactly where to go to. And so this one reads a lot better now. You know exactly what like what it is. Like that it's in. Our artists are great.
All right, show me the point.
How about, point fighting in particular? What were some things you thought weren't working that you wanted to correct here?
So not a ton has been changed in this
I was gonna
point.
say, it doesn't look very different.
There's these little shops around point that basically I smoothed out. So I used to have these curved ceilings with spikes on it, but visually I feel like it's kind of confusing for players because it just like simplified
So
that.
mostly the
A
same.
little bit more. I added the windows right there.
Oh, these little windows here are new. That's nice. That's nice continuity.
It's just another place to kind of a little bit.
No, the bridge is the same. I don't think it's narrower.
Don't have to dip as low as you did.
Kind of talk out.
The goo split up and they'll go through like different like directions because nobody quite know what the
All right,
There's
show me the
elevation
point.
changes here too, right?
Ooh,
Yeah.
piece of
How
cover
big
here
this is
too.
now?
It used to be a little tiny.
Yeah,
so
piece
good.
of cover too.
It used to be tiny.
Doors on each side, way bigger. The door of the point, way bigger. This whole room, much larger. Basically wanted to make it an extension of the point itself instead of a little room
sewage.
attached to the point. And same with the room across. Like again, pulled the doors, way bigger. Because essentially it kind of felt a little dangerous to be over here. So just like everything's just like way taller, much more open. Get people on the point, have more options. But yeah.
Love it.
Basically the same
Thank
from
you
there.
so much on the run through for New York Junk City.
Okay, so
In particular, through a variety of different ways, like looking at the angles.
when's
of the
next
space,
match? Like
I
have to go in like
35 and
35,
that was
37
kind of,
minutes.
like, always had very distinct points. That was
They should be starting soon. Castles are not on screen yet. Usually when the castles on screen, they're about to start.
And this is our.
Okay. Ooh, hookahs.
This is a
I love my addictive substances.
Morocco-inspired map. Yeah, well, it's not inspired. It's Marrakesh-inspired in Morocco.
Okay.
Yeah. So this map's awesome. It's just in general, it's way smaller than the other Flashpoint. It's just like much more compact. The run times between points and spawns and everything are just like way shorter. That's like one big thing that we learned from the other Flashpoint maps is we need to make those run times shorter, and so that's what we really focus on in this map. So if you actually look behind you real quick, so this is really cool to me. This is how you get to the main point. You run through this space right here, but under the space, like if you could rotate and like look under you, it's probably not great directions, but but essentially this is on top of the forward spawn, which is really cool because the problem we had with Surabasa and New Junk City was our forward spawns were these huge buildings, and basically you had to run around the buildings.
They're about to start the map.
Oh, I see.
So basically,
draft now?
Our team
sounds
integrated the like forward spawns under the gameplay space right here. So if you like look down a bit,
okay.
like your forward spawn's right here, and so
they save
stacking.
space on the map by putting it below.
but much shorter,
Right.
like, run times. This is just like an ingenious.
Very
The
clever.
force spawns take up a lot of room otherwise. Yeah.
Very clever, very clever.
Good.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this first point.
Yeah.
This one's really interesting because I feel like a lot of fighting actually happens on the elevation, and then there's a big drop onto the point itself. So
Alright,
those
Spada,
first
you
few
played this
fights
map,
were
what do you
that
think?
First opening fight, at least.
I have not played.
Kinda
Well,
like-
okay. I played this. I played this map. I think we did the play test, but it looked very much different than
Both teams
this.
are kind of like rotating around each other, trying to find that first pick, and then they can kind of, because that point's a big drop. Like, how have you found this has worked out?
This is really
Alright, Spada,
cool.
you've played the next
This
20
is a
heroes. What do you
really
think?
interesting,
Well, I would say the first 10 are really dynamic and really great, but then they lose their hero design vision. And then every character only has one ability on a 55-second cooldown, but it basically one-shots everybody in your screen indiscriminately.
You're saying the last 10 heroes, they all fly and they all do a big circle of either healing or damage. Okay.
No, one of them doesn't fly. One of them actually has no directional inputs and has to be life script around like a baby, like it's stuck. But if you're within its line of sight, it kills you. So
design, in my opinion.
They are officially into map now, by the way.
First, middle point.
okay, all right, we will move over. Nightmare,
That was
liquid.
a little Marvel Rivals jab.
No, Marvel Rivals would have 7 different abilities, 3 of which they doesn't even need, 2 of which you never even use, 1 of which you only use once every 4 minutes.
And then 2 abilities that you only get if one of your teammates plays a very specific hero to enable you. And then you get to have that
And
ability.
it amplifies your efficacy by 25%. And if you don't have that character, you're like F tier.
Your entire kit depends on another person playing a specific hero to give you an ability.
Yeah, that's the one.
Otherwise, you suck. And Nightmare just walks straight on high ground. Team Liquid just lose that control straight away. I think we're playing a full mirror. We are. Feel like Infected is not as well known on the rest of this. This is definitely more Painkiller's hero. Oh, Chronic. Goodbye.
Ooh.
Which team is the good guys? Ooh.
I don't know.
Good question.
Which team doesn't have stinky Europeans? That's the question. I don't think Liquid has any Europeans.
I don't think there's a single European on either team.
Wait, you're right. You're right. I think you're right. Okay, well then this is just a misunderstanding. There's all good guys in this match. They haven't learned how to communicate.
I think Knife is dead, guys. I think they just got to play Zero and Tree forever now.
Yes, that's correct,
Knife deserves to be on another team.
What team is the best hygiene? Actually, who loses in a hygiene war? Europe or America? That's pretty tough. Oh, okay.
Funny because both lose. Both Europe and America lose.
Yeah, I'd say it depends more of where in Europe and where in America.
Okay.
Brigade to the block.
Gonna wait.
Spear.
Nice. What did Tree drop? What did Tree drop for? That's weird.
I think he wants to lean towards the left angle because holding top, if you don't have like a noon or a window, just is so far fall off wise that you can't really hit anything. But that's just a guess. That's a really nice Terra Surge. Not such good Javelin. Meeting. Nice. Sucky McSuckville. Pulls him right into it. NA only because some years have bidets? Yeah, fair. That's because Americans, after we go to the bathroom, we just ice bath.
And then straight into the red light therapy after that.
Red light therapy. Yeah. Exactly.
Then you have to go outside and hunt
medical marijuana. Yeah, exactly. TRT, etc.
I only eat food that I hunt on the day. It has to be that fresh.
Yes. If it's not actively bleeding while I'm eating it, then I refuse to eat it. Nice little off angle we got going on here. Brigitte's far for rally value, but we get the trade. Zeros just killed himself. I hate when that happens.
Okay.
I hate when I'm a time trawler and I accidentally kill myself. That just freaking sucks. Nice. Vega keeping himself alive. Luke gets staggered. Yeah, he does not. That's huge. Vegetables, do they bleed? Only eat beets and turnips.
Oh my.
Oh no, Rocket!
Oh,
that was so messy. That was so messy. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Double Deadeye into... Yeah, Rocket went for the touch, dies to 0. And then Leb goes to the touch and dies to Deadeye. Nice.
Freaking anime gamer girl got banned my Twitch chat. I don't think that affects the shared chat, though. It's a good try. Thank you, chicken.
What happened?
Nothing happened.
Permanently banned.
Banned pure out of spite. Oh, no. Oh. Disaster.
Oh, no. Anime Gables got unbanned. Oh, no.
And yes, you couldn't talk at all. You couldn't even... Ouch.
Good.
Probably the same comp here. It is really interesting that neither team is playing Lucio. This is the least
amount of Symmetra I've seen all day. The least amount of Symmetra I've seen.
Nah, neither of these guys are going to play Sim necessarily. You've got freaking Zero and Rocka and Tracer. I think they'll just force it. The more interesting thing for me is the fact that they didn't even try to play Lucio the previous round.
Yeah, it's not bad. No one's playing Lucio here either.
Yeah. The next one will
What's
be
up
the
with
more...
that? These guys are not playing Lucio. That's so crazy.
I don't know.
There's no way they believe Brig Bap is better, right?
I don't know. Lucio's not great in this particular point. It's pretty naked, but we'll see next round. Next round will be the real test. And they both got the shield perk too. I think maybe not both, but dies to every Terra Surge. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Part of that was like the Juno hyper, like this sphere out of the spawn, the hyper ring, and back in good fashion. I mean, Chronic being able to pick off Zera there removes quite a bit of DPS from the board.
Oh wow.
It's a big trade.
Oh no. Dude, the shield, I just... this is just NA Overwatch. If you guys don't like this, you just don't like NA Overwatch.
What does the shield do?
I'm just watching Orisa throwing shields at each other is what I'm watching.
Oh yeah, that's what I was telling you.
If you don't like this, guys, you just don't like NA Overwatch, and you have excellent taste.
Dude, North America. This is it. We've decided North America is officially dirtier than
you know
EU.
what?
There it is.
It's better than Ram Mirrors. Better than Ram Mirrors. There's nothing that can change me that Ram... Especially nowadays, Malgamirs used to be worse, but not anymore.
Do they
Ram
both
Mirrors,
have shield or only one of the Orisas?
I don't know. My narrative says both have shields, but I don't think they both have shields, but I'm going to pretend that they do.
If you close your eyes, look hard enough. It does look like it sure does.
That was a freaking long fight.
Nope.
Holy crap. That was like
Painkiller did
80
not choose
seconds.
shield.
All
It's
right.
an infected
Everybody,
strategy.
we're Nightmare fans now. Go Painkiller. Wait, he caught that through the shield? What? Oh, this is going to be fat. Nice. Nice.
Correct. Had his ult. Oh, Zero!
Oh, the javelin into the pulse.
Chronic had his ult cancelled, and then the pulse bomb. And then the pulse bomb.
A gentleman's agreement. See? You know, you missed the one.
Shield is better in Orisa mirror unironically and makes the other Orisa have lower uptime and less jar value.
Yeah, but it's not about the Orisa mirror. Like it's more about like your ability to push pull, right? Like I'm not saying it's better or bad or worse or whatever. I'm just saying that like it's better than the Orisa mirror, but it's worse in other situations. So these guys, I do think it's pretty good in the bat brit because there's just so much less movement, you know. So my point is, if Painkiller doesn't want to use the shield, then I feel like they should be running Bap Lucio. That's my thoughts. Right, exactly. If you want push-pull, you want speed. And we're running Bat Brig. So to be honest with you, I think you might be right. The shield perk might be better.
Not for very long, though, it feels like. Because, like...
See, Anime Gamer Go, you're wrong. Push-pull. Bottom.
I think they're just trying to turtle. I mean, yeah, no, I agree. I think that's what the shield perk is better at. If they're trying to turtle with Bat Brig, yeah. But it's just so weird to see turtling, man, in my Oasis City Center. Like, I can't.
Me when I turtle on Koth. I love that.
An Oasis City Center. Like, what? Oh, yay. Okay, Chicken, can we ban Anime Gamer Girl again? Like, is that possible? Nice little rotation here. Nice little zoner. That's going to get a little bit of a half cap. They'll touch with Orisa or Tracer here. There's the Javelin spin. Rotation to high ground. Tree's got a great angle. High Noon's there. Break of shield for the Javelin.
And get a shot in. Oh,
yeah.
where did Rocket die?
It's a really nice setup there from Liquid. And they did a really good job of that rotation, honestly. I love the Vega tree hit squad. See, this is what Lucio Cass would do, but Lucio Cass, the difference, see, this is the difference right there between the Lucio. If
what's that?
Orisa catches you on break, you're dead without there. Like, he catches you without your shield, you're gone. It's over.
Yeah, unless you can just dash out, right, you're gone.
I honestly, legitimately think Liquid should not have rotated there. Just hold the high ground angle once you kill that Tracer or whatever, and just hold it.
Oh, actually, if you catch the Brig bash in mid bash, you pull the Brig back, right? For an instant punish?
Yeah, you might. You might if you get the thing here.
But right now, the kind of shoes on the other foot, Team Liquid, they've got the Terror Surge. They do also have the Specification Matrix. So when notified...
Retake from the flank, Orisa ult. It's going to be really hard to connect with Orisa ult here, though, I think. Might just have to use it for the Fortify. I will say, though, the shield's freaking amazing if you're trying to worry about stalling point or keeping point pressure. Oh, Rocket's dead.
Rocket already down, though. There's the pulse bomb gone for Nightmare. It's just
Yeah, they're just gonna shoot point, I think.
Oh, the double damage. The double damage fan the hammer onto an Orisa.
Oh, I don't think they win this. Yeah.
I've never seen
Nice.
gold Orisa die that fast.
You ever watched the stadium game?
What's that?
You've seen that?
What,
No. Yeah, a stadium game where they have like the extra damage versus armor perk, and you have like a Cassidy with increased attack speed and 17 bullets fan the hammer.
I've never used the item that deals damage, extra damage armor actually. But yeah, 17 bullets fan the hammer is crazy.
Yeah.
Animation just keeps going forever. You're like, wow.
Dude, these
when does this end?
These tracers are dying first so much, like so quickly too. Uh-oh.
Recon complete. They're on point. Chronic next. McMini's window.
Oh, Chronic on the height. Chronic gets javelined. Shield down. Fortify still available. Tracer on the flank. Tracer looking for something. That's recall. Pushing out. Pulse is used. Nothing. Lucio's here for both teams. I love that. That's just great.
Shit. I've never seen RuPaul and Lucio before, by the way. This is the first time. I don't know this guy could Lucio.
I feel like it was a brief period of time when he probably... RuPaul was also known as... What was RuPaul's old name? He was in NA Contenders for a long time, and I think he unironically played a little bit of Lucio briefly.
RuPaul's min?
No, it wasn't RuPaul. He was an NA Contender journeyman for a while, and then he just exploded. RuPaul Overwatch.
It doesn't... Pascal?
Pascal. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. Way back with Wisp and Noble. Revival. Yeah. That's it.
A real NA journeyman. Ah, good old days.
Yeah, he was
Seeker, Cloudy, Icy Lip, and Pascal. What a team.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can find him here.
With Coach Fact Fiction. Oh, what a team.
Fact Fiction.
Back when Pascal played on Noble.
Yeah, he was on a team with Zerocious, Ultimawep, Crawy, and Liar. And ready for this one? Borkin.
Who's that?
I vaguely remember that name, but I would lie if I told you I could remember where he was with Borkin. I don't freaking know. He's with freaking Borkin.
Nope.
It didn't work. So I'm not sure how much people will rely on that particular pick.
Nightmare's choice. And I just saw a second ago that they've actually chosen Circuit Royale as the next map. Now, Team Liquid on
Circuit Royale. Who chooses this? Nightmare? I haven't played in a while, but why in the heck did they give her a shield back? It's just a perk. It's honestly probably not even that good. It's just niche. And we kind of saw the niche there. If you're just not going to play Lucio or any sort of mobility at all, and I don't know, man. And I just can never tell with NA, bro. They just want to play their RAM and their shields and their BAPs and so on, and just let them do their thing in peace. No, you're not converting Spylo's chat. Ooh, this is a cool stat. It's always fun to look at the outliers, like Push being so bad for Nightmare, you know? Anime cosplay stream? No. Closest thing you're going to get is this hair.
49 to 51.
Dang.
Look at that. Look at that shit. Wow.
That's exciting. I see you guys. Okay, 51 49. All right. Yeah, Nightmare. You'd expect Nightmare. A lot of people give credit there because look.
What do you reckon?
Steamroll Team Liquid exactly.
If this is another Orisa mirror, I'm gonna get up and clean my house for like 10 minutes.
This is gonna be a RAM
I'm not
mirror
even
now.
freaking joking. Nah, they just freaking
This is a
ban
RAM
RAM,
mirror.
bro. They freaking ban RAM. They
Oh,
ban BAP,
Liquid
they
no.
ban RAM. We're getting
Liquid
like
fucking no.
we might get like some Zen crap here. We might get some Juno crap here. I'm gonna freaking clean my house if I see.
No,
if
I
see
think
it.
you don't get Zen if you don't have BAP. The BAP ban actually really makes things crazy. Because usually everyone plays BAP on this map. BAP Alari, BAP Zen. Just BAP in general. What do you play now?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Alari Ana?
Yeah, no, honest, I don't think these guys don't have the Ana pool. Maybe RuPaul, but I would say you could see like
what are you playing?
Juno Zen with Orisa, maybe, or maybe that's too bad. I don't know. Maybe Kiri Lucio with Orisa. Probably so. Well, I don't know if you do Sojourn if the Rams banned. Maybe Orisa Cass. I think there's so
Sim.
many ways that you can go with this here.
Sim, probably. These teams play Sim, I actually don't know. Chronic grass allergy, what is... Oh.
Dude, freaking Necros got a thing in her kitchen. I thought I was the only one. Like, my stream setup... Okay, so, like, you know, you walk in, it's like the living room, right? It's like an open floor plan, so it's just like kitchen, living room, like kind of like right there, you know? And I literally stream in the dining room. Like, we don't have a dining room. It's just like me. And so like there's kitchen there. So I'm not the only one.
Wait,
so,
what?
like,
I thought you were in like a living room. I thought
kind
I had
of,
no idea what room
basically.
you were in, by the way.
It's like all open space though. So like basically, yeah, I'm in the living room. So if I like go like if I yell, I go like, "Hey!" There's like really like bad sound pollution or whatever because it's just like freaking echoes off the wall.
So your kitchen is just right next to you then?
Yeah, it's like right down the road, you know?
Oh, down the road, no.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Big road.
I think it's doable. Like, I don't think it's bad by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, we'll see. A Ramatra ban for Team Liquid though. So
Man, I don't know, man.
we've seen a lot of Zarya in response to the Ramatra, especially on this map.
Get Avril in on Pugs. Now you're gonna be streaming, right? I have to gank my stream quality to do Pugs, yeah. There it is, on Ilari, like you were saying, with RuPaul on the Ana. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's very confusing. Once the BAP is banned, it's like, oh shit, what do we play here?
Yeah, it's either you go Juno speed, which may be dead, or you go actually sniper comps again.
I don't think Lep plays Ana. You're right. I don't think he has the pull. RuPaul's got the pull.
Yeah, you're kind of screwed
Lep
with
does
Lep.
not.
You're screwed with Lep. I think you actually have to unironically try Mercy.
Nice. Tried farming that in.
Juno Ana, really?
Yeah, could be.
Just getting close. I don't see anything.
I think we're getting
This one
This one now.
Double hit scan.
Freya Sigma.
Yeah, switch right. I can take top left when Kurt's in the corner.
Yeah, I can ring the corner.
Three,
Careful, careful.
Yeah, careful. Yeah, let's take out. Larry top right, he's giving.
Where one?
Fucking man. Yeah.
King Larry.
You should have killed.
80.
Careful.
Take that.
I can take that, take weak already. They have two on. I'm gonna hard go statue and you guys need to swing hard, okay?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I can ring.
I can hard swing.
Can we go? You guys ready?
No real.
Nading Surge. Larry hit.
Larry hit. Larry weak. I have the statue. They're gonna try and retake.
Breaking pylon.
These are really good comms.
Literally one. Nice.
Literally one.
Pick up pushing 3, 2, 1. Touch. We can chase.
I love
If you
good
guys-
in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, if you guys are looking for good comm examples, this was really good from them. Clarified what space they wanted to take, gave the timing with no ambiguity at all, and then also communicating when they couldn't go. Like, wait, like, okay, ready, you know? Very clean. That was some sick comms. It wasn't even really well executed, like the mechanics of it from Nightmare. Like, they didn't hit any crazy shots or anything, but like, the communication there was like really nice. It's also very calm too.
They've got bomb, they've got nano, they've got a lot to throw into this fight. A gravitic flux though from.
Oh wow, he hit it.
Scores one of
Huge.
and with no like defensive countermeasure, there's nothing you can do. Although Lucamino throwing the nano onto Rocket to try and trade places with Infected now, who's caught in
Ah,
the
crud.
fire.
That's unfortunate. That's okay. That's okay. Wait. Actually? Oh. Almost.
Okay, could you imagine though? I don't know. I would have lost my mind. Someone would have forgotten the geometry of the map. Now, would not have been the first time today that we have seen that, and then they would have just been taken out by the bomb. But this is still so much.
Winston swap. Better in this point. On a brig.
You reckon?
versus-
I don't see. I feel like Winston only gets played here when your hero pool like can't play the off tanks.
Maybe. It's better on this point than the previous one, though. And it's really good versus the Ana Juno. There's nothing that can protect that backline versus Winston. And then you can't play it on first, but second, third, Winston's fine. And in addition to that, you go Brigitte, and Rocket's going to have to swap. I wouldn't be surprised to see Painkiller, Rocket swap, and Luke.
But with Vega coming
Right.
back on the brig, Painkiller is going to have to bid a farewell to that team.
Maybe.
fight and
Yeah,
join
there it
the
is.
squad near the spawn.
And so now this is much more of a skill matchup. Juno is still a bit odd, but like this is just much more of a skill matchup, and it's more about can Infected avoid getting his throat punched by Chronic.
Hold on to this defense. And now you're in this position where Liquid are the ones that have this blade, and there's not really a good way for Nightmare to actually respond to this. The Camino is too far away
Big
from
torpedoes.
the sound barrier to make that worth the while. But maybe if you can help with like the pulsar torpedoes and just some of this big DPS from Chronic.
Okay.
Maybe that
Nice
can
blade.
but
That's a good blade.
first.
It's a good boot, but a good blade too. Yeah. That's just a tough fight for Liquid. They didn't have anything. Or Nightmare, rather.
From Zera.
Zera is going to come out a winner in that fight. Infected 2 is close to that Primal Rage. And so right now, I mean, Team Liquid, like especially with this high ground control, Nightmare actually makes
Kiko swap's good, Lucio swap's good.
They're switching
Orisa swap's good
Lucio.
too.
Usually it is Lep, so Lep is going to go back over to the Lucio. The Lucamino is going to take the role of the Kiriko. I think you got a little bit off there when you had that break to start, but now Nightmare, they just have to bide some time here, break up to some ults. So Chronic, Rocket, really looking at them right now to try to put up these big DPS numbers. Well, the forts trail behind.
This is the most hardcore dive comp that I've seen all day. From NA or EU. Like an actual Brigana Winston with a Genji.
It's good shots. Early Primal. He should be okay. He also has Bolo if he needs it. They caught Lep, though. That shouldn't happen.
Infected can't get anything.
And they've already found their kill. Like, they don't need to find much else. They just need to push back Nightmare over and over, and getting a support like that is good.
Oof. Infected gets smoked.
Actually, wow, Infected is going down. And
That's all Nightmare needs. Good Kitsune rush. Really good Kitsune rush.
They have to rally us off. They want to win this.
Oh,
Infected's
huge
coming back to the
nade.
line.
Huge nade. Genji's freaking dead. I don't think they should rally this.
Coming back on
I don't. I think that was a
It's very
mistake.
desperate.
Vega's gonna use the rally as this last ditch effort, and you did have the.
Yeah, that was really well done by Nightmare. It's so hard going up that hill that you take any advantage you can get. Any trade, you need to snowball it. It's so freaking cancer to walk up there. In fact, it goes back Monkey here, I think.
Yeah, I know, but why? But Malgo is also available. I just.
Yeah, I mean, either one of them you just dead, I think.
Got a Lucio now.
Yeah.
Alright, well, good effort. In fact, it goes
No point playing the Brig versus the Orisa. You don't need the peel. Instead, you need something that can move and do things. Maybe even rotate your Ana.
Now we've got this Terror Surge you have to deal with as well.
These swaps have been smart from I think both teams. They've done a good job reading the situation. At least they're very logical.
Well, she gets healed, even though she goes down to like literally 1.
Well, let's set again.
Nice.
Good stuff from Zera. Well, high value blades, like high value slashes from the Genji.
What don't they need again? They don't need the Brigitte peel versus the Diva Genji anymore. There's too much space, and Orisa just runs right through it. So you need something that can either speed your Honor or just get value on its own.
I think everybody expected to be the best Freya in North America. But I think we're looking at #1 and #2 here.
Also, I think Briggs just might get punished by the Orisa a bit harder.
So
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
With the Freya, you want to make sure that they're actually getting kills, and that's something that I think is going to be tougher when you want the Orisa involved.
And they're making this
but
cross so
definitely not
painful.
impossible.
It's really good. That's not a very successful beat. It's just too far. They do get the trade though. That's nice.
That's a good, actually, trigger to go off of. Like, okay, they've got.
Oh, Victor's one! No finish? Rocket didn't go for it?
No, I think he's got
Oh,
healed.
never mind. Victor went high ground. Victor went high ground.
To keep himself alive.
Oh, they missed the frail. They went for the frail and they didn't get it. Oh no. This is still okay for Nightmare though.
Oh yeah, this is more than okay. Yeah, this is nice.
They did a good job in both second and third point, just taking a small advantage and just running with it, right? Just one pick, just start burning ults. Just don't even let them stabilize.
Venture to stall for Team Liquid.
Nice. Good push by Nightmare.
From RuPaul, but you're just going to have to nano the Venture to keep yourself alive. They're closing in on OT.
Yeah, they're cooked.
Venture, a pretty tough character to take down, but without that burrow, you are just left on an island without a paddle or without a boat. As Nightmare are going to
check something really
30
fast.
seconds in the time bank.
The fact that you capped on Circuit is kind of, I don't know, mind-blowing to me, honestly. That's very impressive. Such a hard map to actually get.
Dude, I swear Circuit is like the it's like the 2 CP of like escort maps more so than even some others, where it's like you just lose, win one fight, you win the entire point. Lose, win one fight, you win the entire point.
Some of the retakes are pretty brutal.
Yeah, they're really, really brutal.
Especially on B.
It's like I call it the stagger ults, where you get one pick and then you're willing to commit another ultimate like 5 or 10 seconds later just to keep the stagger going. Like even pro
I think
players
B is a
stagger in this
problem.
map
If
all
you
the
can
time.
just improve B, this map is probably fine.
Yeah, they quote unquote reworked
actually
it,
quite
but they
like
only made it
AMC.
like 5% better. They didn't really. They made it better for sure, but it's still. It was probably the least effective map rework I think they've ever done, honestly. Like you think about like what are some of the other
What
things
did they
they've done?
even really rework? I don't
So
even
first
remember
point,
what they
there's slightly more corridors and windows and stuff in first point. There's like a little more cover here and there.
Oh yeah, there's a spawn. I know the
And then
spawn has
also-
like extra exits and stuff.
Yeah, second point has like another corridor. Third point has like the pool area up top, right? Has like a lot more space as well. But it's like it's pretty minor. It's helpful, but it's pretty minor still.
Liquid to go ahead and ban out that Freya right away because of just
Gotta hit up George. George, you done with Flashpoint? Now address
Yeah.
some of these other maps. Like escorts.
Yeah. I don't think you'd want to balance all the flavor out of it. Like making it more linear is fine, but for example, like this little door room right on our screen right here, the balcony, those rooms don't connect, even though it feels like they should, right? At least not very easily, and it doesn't really go anywhere.
And as we see Team Liquid roll out of spawn, they thought about that Sigma, but as soon as they saw what Nightmare were playing, since they were playing
Frick
so
me, man.
aggressive
Right
with
back in the
it,
Arista mirrors.
pivot response to go ahead and play their
Juno, Brig, Kiri, Lucio.
It's fine.
Literally the two
As long as they both get
support
shield.
combos that I was wondering, and we get both, and it's still with Arista.
Lucio, Kiriko, and Brig Juno.
Yeah, frick, dude.
Why do I feel like in this mirror, Brig Juno should be better?
Old school, yeah. Since Juno nerf, I don't know anymore. Because it's so, like so much of it was just Juno's ult was just so incredibly strong, and I don't know if you're gonna get it in time. She has to be fair. Lep is farming. Like I that may be irrelevant here. Jeez, these tornadoes, I say. These tornadoes are insane. And crazy tornado from Lep. And that's such a big fight win too, because they didn't even have to use Juno ult. The thing with Juno ult versus Kitsune is that like Kitsune is stronger over a longer period of time, but like the damage boost in like the first 3 or 4 seconds, if you can it's just so much. You just force so many more cooldowns. Let's see how they do it.
And Painkiller to follow this up. I like Nightmare's chances right now of getting another win on the defense, especially if they only have to invest something with the Ray. That's perfect, but Painkiller is a little far forward.
Holy
Can't
crap.
believe their ball shot even did anything.
I know.
Ended up killing Zera, actually. Okay, I didn't expect that. RuPaul ended up blinking away with that.
What is the damage resistant? 30, 35%, something like that? Just imagine that with a Rissa ult and think about how the breakpoints that changes, right?
A lot of health though on the side of Nightmare. They ended up expending both support ults, even that rally too. They've got Blade, but
I have no idea what's going on Twitch chat anymore. I've completely lost the script.
the very end of the fight to try and clean up kills.
If there ever was one.
Catch people that have expended theirs to overextend for their own.
I think that was a heavy overinvestment from Nightmare. I don't think they needed nearly as much to actually win out the fight. But you've made your bed, you gotta lie in it now. So hopefully this rocket blade is good enough.
Yikes.
I like it. Pulling it early too is the other option there. Just trying to force an ult out of Team Liquid.
Big. No escape. No escape.
Love
Nobody had any exit
Love
there.
that. Oh, that's what we talk about.
Oh, did Tree bowler that as well? He must have.
Yeah. It was a Tree Orisa combo. They lost a 3v5 because they blew all their cooldowns to get the 3v5. Don't let anybody tell you that 5v5, once it's a 5v4, you've lost. Pure cope.
Yep. Just one Terror Surge and you turn it around. There it is, guys.
It's all about space. They forgot their lose cons. They just ran it down mid after they got the 2 kills and they got smoked.
Terror Surge and the bullet shot all in one go. You didn't have that wombo combo that Team Liquid just dished out right back at you. And I think if they had that Nightmare, any sort of semblance of like big ults, I think they would have been able to stop Liquid
No
from
way.
actually getting this first
No way, Zero. That's crazy. Bit of an NPC with the skin choice, but nice blade. By the way, Avril, where are you at time-wise?
239, 238.
Yeah, we're good.
37,
Okay, nice.
36. I don't even know what proper skin is anymore because he hasn't played in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's the stupid fire-breathing, weird hamster-looking Genji face. Yeah.
Hamster looking. All right.
Yeah, it's hideous.
Wow, man, they were just all stuck there. I was huge from affected.
Yeah.
The only time Bowler Shot is good when it's comboed with Terror Surge.
Oh no, we're sky shielding in the year of our Lord 2025. What year am I in, guys? This isn't 2020, is it?
Infected
Oh,
loves
yeah,
shit. He's back with the shield. He loves it.
Frick, man. Oh, nice.
Why does it feel like the cooldown on a shield is so short?
Because it is. I mean, it's really fragile, but yeah, it is.
I'm like just seeing him pop it down. It's like, oh, he just popped another one down. What?
Yeah, that shield's a little ambitious. Actually works out okay. They didn't quite get the combo on Lucy. You see them try for it on Vega there? Oh, but Tree gets the kill anyway. Okay.
What combo in Vega?
They try to do the Bolo combo with the Orisa ult, but Vega got out.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter because then Chronic just killed 2 people anyway.
Well, this big lead the Team Liquid had accumulated is now kind of starting to
Get off the Orisa. Roll the dice, man. Roll the dice. Oh, no.
Ram is the only other option. I don't think either of these guys are going to play Sigma. I think Sigma just kind of loses.
No, Sigma with
oh,
speed
sorry,
is
Ram's
too,
banned. Never mind.
Sigma with speed
Ram's
is
banned.
too tough. Like, Juno with Orisa just kind of deals it okay. Man. It's also just so hard to attack up here. Look at that NPC. Look at that Genji skin. Just terrible. Should be ashamed of himself.
You're right. He should use the Cosmic Pacific Genji. That's the new flavor of the month.
Uh-oh. Tree's dead. Oh, no, he's not. I thought the second shot hit.
Chronic, unfortunately, doesn't double bolt. Very sad.
These rotations are so painful. Nice.
Oh, Rocket
infected.
blinks forward and gets speared.
All right, this is the moment right here. Oh, gosh. Flippity floppity. Liquid is cooked. They should not be able to make this here. There's no world in which this rotation should work.
A Symmetra team would win here. This is how you beat this defense.
Should be. You've got even another like Terror Surge bullet shot combo if you want it. And you get
Gets it.
up on time. I think there's no choice except to come back on this wrecking ball.
Come on, get the kill on that. There you go.
Wait, no way. They actually got. There's no freaking way, man.
Tree is clutching up. Tree's got 2.
What just happened?
Tree's found 2.
That's insane. What?
There it is. That's how you access the backline. Infected just balls in, slams down, takes forever to kill Lep, but does kill Lep, and then somehow Tree gets an angle on 2 players. Blows them up.
Wait, I'm a coward. I backed out of this. I said I was gonna bail if it was a Rissamir and clean my house, but I got distracted. I have to go like now, so I'm just praying for Nightmare to full hold here.
Yeah, the house cleaning beckons you.
Yes.
Calling you.
My housewife arc. I'm
Your
a
house is saying,
trad.
I'm so dirty, I need
Born to be a
cleaned."
trad wife, forced to be a Twitch streamer. Sucks.
verticality that the opposition was getting.
Little house husband.
Yeah.
Orbital ray. That's just gotta be good now. This has gotta be.
Twitch chat is so predictable. I knew as soon as I said it. Spyloman made outfit. Yeah.
Terror surge. Nightmare. They do end up getting two as Chronic Tree are just.
Come on, Nightmare. Hold it.
35 seconds. It's enough time.
Is only good for them. Keeping him alive into the very last couple of moments. It's just so much healing output.
Ripple dying is kind of painful.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to even touch this point now.
This should be Nightmare's advantage here. You got plenty of time. You got plenty of cart to work with. You can use high ground. You got Chronic close to Freya ult. Using the high ground. Pulse Mom if you want. You should be fine. This has to be Tree here. This has to be Tree. Tree's the only way they're able to clutch this out, I think. Never mind.
Oh wow, Vega, he dropped the shield. It said shield broken.
It just broke. It broke, yeah.
Wow.
And Tree doesn't make
Oh
it.
my, Chronic hits that.
G
That should be it. Affected means like 3 kills here.
Honest Orisa
Finally got a
winners.
map.
Painkiller.
No shield for Painkiller.
Yeah. All right, 1-1.
Big spear,
All right.
spinning man.
GG's, Avril. I will officially toss the raid momentarily. Thanks for asking, man. That was just
Appreciate
fun. And we got to finish the dev update at some point here. But yeah, GG's.
Yeah. You just finish watching it when you want to. You don't have to wait for me.
All right,
your content.
all right. We'll do.
Because I've already
We'll
seen
do.
it, so.
All right. Have a good one, man. I'll get you send the raid over in a second.
Peace out.
See it. All right, chat. Goodbye. Stay fresh. Is it just Avril? It's just Avril, right? I follow him, but I don't know. Yeah. Just Avril. Goodbye. YouTube chat, goodbye.